Countdown for blast off. X minus 5, 4, 3, 2, X minus 1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million, could be years, on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, presents
X minus 1.
Tonight, the Murray Leinster story, If You Was a Mocklin.
Up to the last minute, I can't imagine that Mocklin is going to be the first planet that humans get off of. Moving fast, breathing hard, and sweating copious. There isn't any reason for it. Everything was all quiet at the trading post. I was sitting on the front porch while Deeth, he's the Mocklin clerk, looks a lot like a guy named Casey, used to be a wiper on the Palmyra. He comes out on the porch.
Mr. Brinkley?
Morning, Deeth. How's business?
Not so good. There were a few wood Mocklins in this morning.
Yeah, I saw him. Kind of nice looking. Those big saucer eyes. Hey, what makes the noses wiggle like rabbits?
Well, I don't know, sir. I'm not a woods Mocklin.
Oh, sure. No offense. They buy much?
No, they didn't. They said the prices were too high.
Oh.
Yeah, they said they can get the same goods at the other trading post for half price.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to run a nice little monopoly for the company with another trading post opening up at half price.
What is it, sir?
Look at that little kid playing in the mud.
You mean the Mocklin kid? It's my cousin's niece.
I can't get over those little kids with the droopy mustaches like old man Bland. I gotta laugh every time.
Well, I understand. But you see, Mocklins are getting much more human every day.
Hey, look at that. There go the trees on the landing field.
Yeah, but the relief ship isn't due for a month.
I never knew those trees to get up and walk away if there wasn't a ship due in. Yeah, there goes old Sally pulling up her roots. Well, this can't be any routine ship. I wish Brooks was back from the hills. Hey, Captain Haney, over here.
All right, come on, let go of my hand. Yeah, nice to see you all again. Friends, yeah, sure. Friends. I wish those Mocklins were a little less friendly each time. It's like being a movie star.
Captain Haney?
Hey, what's that? We didn't send in a requisition for anything like that. Red hair and everything else.
Captain?
Relax, Brinkley. That is Inspector Caldwell. She's a troubleshooter for Sam Company.
They must have finally read those reports Brooks keeps sending that.
Look out for her. good morning, Miss Caldwell.
Inspector Caldwell, please.
This is Joe Brinkley. He's the assistant manager of the company post.
Where's Brooks?
He's up in the mountains, ma'am.
We should have been here. I'm on Mocklin to check into this matter of a competitive trading post. Who's back of it? The company is supposed to have exclusive trading rights.
Brooks is trying to find out. The Mocklins around the place always say the humans are off somewhere hunting or something. We've never seen them. They take the lady's luggage.
Yes, sir. It's a pleasure.
Oh, he looks a little familiar, your clerk.
He's a Mocklin. But he looks a lot like a man used to be a wiper on the Palmyra, Casey. I think he's on the Aldebaran run now.
Please conduct me to the trading post.
That afternoon, Brooks come down out of the hills with a bunch of woods Mocklins that were guiding him. I took Inspector Caldwell over to meet him, and he gets one look at her red hair and other equipment, and he stops short.
Hey, what's this? She Mocklin?
I beg your pardon.
This is Inspector Caldwell. She come in on a Palmyra today. This is Brooks, the head trader.
Well, am I glad to see you. I guess they finally read my reports in sector headquarters. You've come to check my request that the planet be abandoned?
Not at all. Mocklin has great potentialities. Friendly natives. Trade should continue and increase.
But I explained.
All I'm interested in is why you allowed a competitive post to be established in our exclusive territory.
My reports cover that. Haven't you read them?
Of course not. I was given a briefing on the situation here and told to correct it. Well, now, let's get to it. Do they cut prices?
50%.
Yeah, but lots of Mocklins still trade with us, just out of friendship. They're real friendly, these Mocklins.
Now, I'd like to know just...
Excuse me, Mr. Brinkley.
What is it, Deke?
A girl just brought you a compliment.
Oh? Well, now send her in and get a present for her.
Yes, sir.
50%. Well, if they want a trade war, we'll give it to them. We can cut prices if we have to. We have all the resources of the company behind us.
My dear Miss Caldwell, if you'd read any of my...
Inspector Caldwell.
Here she is, Mr. Brinkley.
Compliments, sir. Compliments.
Wow. Let's see him.
He's asleep.
Well, look at that. Ears like mine. The same bashed-in nose and everything. What do you know? Gitchy. Hey, what's your name?
Morano.
I can't remember ever seeing you before. Well, that's the way it goes. Hey, take her in the post and give her a present.
This way.
Thanks for the compliment. I'm greatly honored. Yeah, it's real cute, ain't it? Real human.
Human? Brinkley, you are going to be transferred out of here the instant the Palmyra gets back.
Why? You mean that girl? I'm giving her a present. What's the matter?
That's all you think about it? The callousness. You're revolting.
Miss Caldwell, I'm afraid maybe you don't exactly understand about parallel evolution here on Mocklin.
I gather it's been parallel enough. That will be all on that subject, if you please. In the morning, I shall want to go and inspect that other trading post.
We set out for the trading post the next day. Brooks stayed behind on account of he was peeved that she hadn't read his report. Anyway, she was cute as a bug, and he resented anyone with a figure like that in authority over him, especially without reading his report. I tried to explain to Miss Caldwell that we just couldn't go in and rip up the opposition post.
Why not? They're poaching.
Mocklins imitate humans. Now, if we start trouble, they'll start it too. Anything. Mayhem, murder, theft, bigamy.
Bigamy? You're worried about that?
Listen, Miss Caldwell, you've got to understand about Mocklin evolution.
I'm not interested.
Yeah, here, wait a minute. Now, this is a nest bush, see? There's about a dozen nests on it. Now, only about 2 of them are ripe. Look.
Oh, there's a bird.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Now, see, the bush grows nests for the cacklebird, and the bird, well, fertilizes around the bush. It's even Steven. See, that's the way evolution works on Mocklin, like we were trying to tell you.
Mr. Brinkley, I am not interested in learning about the birds and the bees on Mocklin or any other planet from you. Now, let's get on to that trading post.
Naturally, when we got there, there was only a couple of Mocklins hanging around. They told us the same story about the humans having gone off somewhere hunting donderflies. When we got back to the company post, Inspector Caldwell, furious as a wet cacklebird, marched right into Brooks.
I have just ordered a price cut on all items on sale by 75%. I've also ordered unlimited credit for Mocklin customers. They want a trade war over there? I'll give it to them.
But you don't understand. There's a whole planet where they could have put another trading post without being discovered. Why put it so close to us?
That furnishes them with a ready-made market for human trade goods. And it furnished them with Mocklins trained to be interpreters and clerks. And it furnished them with a Mocklin head clerk who was a very handsome young man, Mr. Brooks. He not only resembles you in every feature, but he even has a good many of your mannerisms. You should be very proud. Goodbye.
That's funny. Like me, huh?
That's right. Spitting image.
Funny as folks never brought him for a compliment present. How good's the likeness?
If he was wearing your clothes, I'd swear it was you.
Maybe. Joe, remember that time you went off hunting with Deeth and his folks?
Yeah, sure. We were after donderflies. We caught about 6 of them.
You were wearing Mocklin clothes, weren't you?
Oh, you know how they are. You're insulted if you don't.
Listen, Did you come back after one day for tobacco and a bath?
No. No, we were way over at Dunlip Hill. Some Mocklin got killed and we had to bury him. It took 2 days.
Well, during that week, while you were off wearing Mocklin clothes, somebody came back here wearing your clothes. He got some tobacco and went out again. He looked just like you, Joe. Exactly. Nobody suspected it wasn't you.
Why should he want to do that?
He might have been checking to see if he could fool me.
Oh, that's a situation, ain't it?
I haven't mentioned it before, but I've been guessing it's something like this. Mocklins like to be human, and they have kids that look human. Look at the difference between Deeth and a woods Mocklin. Well, maybe they can want to be smart like humans. And pretty soon they are, or their kids are. That rival trading post.
You figure there aren't any humans running it.
They're practicing with that.
You mean they might figure to get rid of us and have a couple of Mocklins take our place? I don't believe that. Mocklins like humans. They wouldn't harm humans for anything. They like to be just like them.
Listen, Joe. Miss Caldwell is the first human woman on Mocklin, isn't she?
Yeah? Why?
And she's got red hair. The first woman the Mocklins see, and with red hair. You know how Mocklins admire humans. With luck, it ought to turn up soon. Boy, she's going to take it hard if it does. Women hate to be wrong. But it's about our only chance. Listen, Joe, we've got to have some check between us.
What for?
Well, if there's a Mocklin that looks like me and one that looks like you, we better have a signal. Look, I'll cough twice, like this. And you whistle back. That way we'll know it's us.
Okay.
Try it. Good, good. That way we'll know we're us.
Brooks starts off the next morning to visit the other trading post and see the Mocklin that looks so much like him. Before he goes, we do our little routine. It's about 2 weeks till the Palmyra is due back. That's pretty close figuring, waiting for what we're waiting for. I was thinking how good life was on Mocklin up to now, and that made me kind of a little sad. But it's the end, there's no doubt about it. Mocklin sure admire humans. They produce kids that look like them. You can't help liking Mocklins. But I can see what Brooks means. Mocklin's loose among humans, outsmarting them as their kids grow up, just about taking over in the galaxy. When they come back from the other trading post, we went through the secret business again. In the meantime, Inspector Caldwell was busy with her trade war. She cut prices once, twice, finally 6 times, until 3 days before the Palmyra is due back, our goods are marked at exactly 1% of what they cost a month before. Brooks was getting more and more nervous. Seemed like he was falling kind of in love with a snappy little inspector. He was getting jumpy, waiting for her to get her big surprise. She was making out merchandise requisitions one morning when Deeth come in, smiling friendly at her.
Inspector Caldwell?
Oh, what is it, Deeth?
There's a compliment for you.
What?
3 of them.
What is he talking about?
Joe, this is it. Deeth, show him in.
Now, look, I haven't got time for public relations. These inventories of...
Here we are.
Inspector Caldwell, 3 compliments.
Compliment, compliment, compliment.
Now, let's see him.
Very pretty, very human, no?
Oh, no. No, that's impossible. No.
Very pretty. Red hair, all 3 of them. Red hair.
Very pretty red hair. Same as human lady. Very pretty.
All right, Deeth. Take her out and give her some presents.
This way. Come on.
But that's impossible. Those babies, 3 of them, they couldn't.
They do. They look exactly like you. That's what we were trying to tell you.
I've only been here a month.
Mocklin babies get born real fast. They sure admire humans. It's kind of friendly when you think about it.
You mean they can make their babies look like anybody they want?
It was all in my reports. They've got a queer sort of evolution here on Mocklin. Babies here inherit desired characteristics, not acquired characteristics, desired ones. And what could be more desirable than you? Red hair and all.
Oh, but I thought, you and Brinkley... Oh.
You couldn't help it, dear, really.
But I hated you. I thought that...
Now, look, darling. Joe,
Yeah?
do me a favor, will you?
Sure, what?
Get out of here.
Oh. Okay.
And stay away for a while.
Sure. Only one thing.
What?
That's. Okay. Then I'll leave you two together. About 2 days later, the Palmyra boomed down out of the sky. We were all packed up waiting on the field when the trees finished getting out of the way. I kept thinking, no matter what, Markland sure are friendly. They sure do admire humans. I could see them crew members with Liberty heading off from the field with a whole gang of laughing, singing Marklands following each one of them. After a while, Cap Haney came over on a freight truck.
It's a pleasure, I tell you, to see these Marklands. I just came here from Welch's Planet. The natives there are suspicious, unfriendly, and if you're not watching, they'll steal your gold teeth. But Markland...
Captain Haney, don't give orders to unload your cargo.
What do you mean?
We are abandoning the post.
What?
We are leaving Markland completely.
Sam Company pulling out when there's still a mill credit to be made? I don't believe it.
I have authority to order the move, and Mr. Brooks has convinced me of the necessity for it.
Now, Inspector, I know the company doesn't like to give in to competition.
There isn't any competition.
Well, I thought...
Miss Caldwell's right. That other trading post is purely a Markland enterprise. They bought our goods from us and pretended to sell them at half price, and we cut our prices, so they bought more goods from us and went on. Some Markland must have thought it'd be nice to be a smart businessman, so his kids would be smart businessmen. Too smart. We'll close up this post before the Marklands think of something else.
What? What do they think of?
If they got loose from this planet, if they can pass as humans, their kids could take over human civilization. How would you like that?
Oh, I see, yeah.
You'd better make ready to blast off, Captain.
Yeah, but I got the B section off on shore Liberty. Men are scattered all over the place.
With Marklands?
Sure, with Marklands. You know how it is. Regular party. Fancy Markland clothes, food, liquor.
Captain, you'd better sound the emergency recall.
Yeah, I see what you mean right away. Well, that accounts for all but about 5 of them.
They're coming across the field now.
Keep that line straight for the hatch. We got to count off.
4, 5. Yeah, they're all in line.
I'll check against the roster.
Wait a minute, there's another one coming. Look. By that tree.
Well, there can't be. I've got 38 men lined up already. 38, that's a full count.
That's a human.
He's wearing Markland clothes.
It looks like Pete Werber from the engine crew.
Hey, wait. Wait for me. Wait.
Yeah, but it can't be. Werber's already checked in. There he is, in line.
Wait for me.
Hey, where'd you come from?
I couldn't find my clothes. You see, I was in these Markland clothes when the signal went off. I was trying to find my clothes.
Werber, look over there in the line.
Where? Hey, that's my clothes. That guy. He looks just like me. Now, what's the idea?
Hey, you. Come over here.
Yes, sir.
What's the idea?
All right, you caught me. I'm a Markland.
He stole my clothes.
Why did you do it?
Oh, we Marklands like humans so much, I thought it would be nice to make a trip to Earth and see more humans.
How come he looks like me?
My parents planned it 5 years ago when you came here first. They made me look like this wonderful human and hid me till now.
You give me back my clothes.
Well, of course. I wouldn't want to make any difficulties for humans.
He took it as a joke on him. He talked English as good as anybody. It was hard to tell which was the Markland and which the human guy. So we let him keep the human uniform, and he was very grateful. We took off after that, and the Markland stood around and laughed and waved and threw flowers as we closed the hatches. Pretty soon the Palmyra was pushing up through the atmosphere. And just before the auxiliary circuits went on during the jump to overdrive, we all stood around in the astrogator's dome with a screen turned up to high mag and watched as Markland faded into a round cantaloupe behind us.
It's a shame. Sure was a pretty planet. Real friendly.
Too friendly. I still have the shivers, thinking we almost took a Markland off with us.
The other crew had been on Mauchline long enough to have a double. 5 years is a safety margin. Takes them that long to grow up.
We were lucky, huh, Joe?
Huh? What?
I said we were lucky.
Yeah. We sure are. I guess I was the only one who felt a little different from the others about leaving Mauchline. I mean, Mauchlin's a swell folks, and it seemed a shame. There'll be an order out that no human ship is allowed to land on Mauchline. But I was thinking, I'll save my money, and those compliments, those 3 little kids that look just like Inspector Caldwell, in about 5 years they'll be grown. And I'll buy me a little private ship and shove off from Mauchline again. And I'll pick me one of those 3 red-headed gals and marry her Mauchline style and bring her out to a human colony planet. We'll have kids with brains, top-level brains. That's easy. If she wants it, that's the way the kids will be born. I'll have to bring other Mauchlins out, too, and start them passing for humans. My kids are going to need other Mauchlins to marry, aren't they? It's not that I don't like humans. I do. If the fellow I look like, Joe Brinkley, hadn't gotten killed accidental on that hunting trip, I never would have thought of taking his place and being Joe Brinkley. That's what I was thinking when Brooks suddenly got an idea.
Wait a minute. Joe, you and I were on Mauchline more than 5 years.
Yeah? So?
One thing. And everything's all right.
I mean, you can't blame me for wanting to live among humans, can you? Wouldn't you, if you was a Mauchline?
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, which this month features another fascinating For Your Information column written by Willie Lay. Galaxy Magazine, on your newsstand today. Tonight, by transcription, X-1 has brought you If You Was a Mauchline, a story from the pages of Galaxy written by Murray Leinster and adapted for radio by Ernest Kenoy. Featured in the cast were Joseph Julian, Patricia Wheel, Carl Weber, Ralph Camargo, Helen Gerald, Stan Early, John Marley, and Dick Janiver. Your announcer, Fred Collins. X-1 was directed by Daniel Sutter and is an NBC Radio Network production.
Next week, listen to Project Trojan, an original story by Ernest Kenoy on X-1. Follow the news with Chet Huntley tonight on NBC Radio.
Hey, good morning. What's up, Joey? What's going on, brother? What's going on, dude? I'm just chilling out, man. I am just totally chilling out today. Like just about like every other day, you know. Ah, man. I am wiped out. I have gotten, like, very little sleep all week long. I haven't been getting my usual naps. So, yeah. I am running on fumes here. You're still at Jacob's house. What, did you just party there all night long, man? You guys playing Minecraft all night long, or what? Dude. I half expected my daughter to be out all night, but she's such a homebody. She's such a homebody. So what do you guys do to keep you guys up so late? Early. All night. I feel like I just took a break. Jeez. I don't really feel like I slept. I didn't get to sleep early enough to get any good sleep. Yeah. Gobby, 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 gobby. Well, the name of the game today is Coffee and Bong Hits. 'Cause that's what I do here in the morning. I like to do the bong hits, yeah. I like to get a little bong hitty. Nitty gritty. So how'd you guys like the nighttime nonsense and nostalgia show last night? Is that your guys' kind of stuff? Did you enjoy the music? It's not everybody's cup of tea, that music. But it's kind of weird that you guys are like a couple of generations younger than me. And I'm a generation younger than my grandfather, and it wasn't even really his music. It was like his great-grandfather's music, right? It was like my great-grandfather's music. The stuff from the 20s and 30s. My grandfather would have been really young in the 20s. He would have listened to some of the stuff in the 30s, but mainly I think his thing would have been like the late 30s, early 40s, right? During the era where he was young. Oh, cool. Right on. Well, I'm glad you liked the show. I've got about 300 songs collected now that I go through to pull out the 16 for the show. And every week I try to go out and grab another 20 or 30 or 50 songs. I started off with 12 songs. I went to my online resource and I downloaded 12 songs and I started my first show just on a whim. It was a whim. I'm gonna do this, and now I'm on episode 60 tonight of Nighttime Nonsense and Nostalgia. This is episode 75 of this show. That's crazy. And this is season 3. The first 2 seasons don't even combine together to make 75 episodes. Right? In my car. Yeah. I am really. So did you guys, let me get rid of this thing here. Did you guys get into that Minecraft stuff last night? I'll probably try to do that once a week. Bring my daughter's Switch out here, plug it in, and go to my world and run around for a couple of hours and go, wow, man, this is weird. I think last night we just went in a circle. We went north, we went kind of north. We went east and then northeast. and then went to the ranch, and then went east again, and then southeast, way southeast, way southwest, and then we got to the hunting grounds, right? The hunting grounds. And then from there we went back south, way south, and then southwest, and then west down to the pyramids, and then up to the original spawn point main house. Totally. I know there's a way that other people can join in and play with me while I'm playing. I don't know how. I'll have to have my daughter hook it up so that I understand what to do. It was all I could do last night just to remember how to play. I kept hitting the wrong buttons, you know. I kept trying to accept stuff, and I was backing out of stuff, and I was like, yes, and it was a no. I was like, yes, no, yes, no. It was frustrating. But I got the hang of it. I'm starting to get the hang of it again. Basically, all I can do is run around and eat and pick stuff up. I'll have to get into the whole mining thing again. What I'd like to do is go to one of my fortresses, right? Yeah, that's cool. Let's play together. Awesome. And I'd like to go to like one of my fortresses and like suit up and then go out in a direction that's not on a map, right? And then just go out and adventurize. But it's all survival mode, which means you die, you're boned. I think the only thing that I don't even think I have it set up to save the stuff if I die. I think that if you die, you gotta haul ass back to where you died and try to gather up as much of your crap as possible. And you only get like, what, 8 or 9 points back? Max or something. You die with 100 and you jump right back in there and you collect and you get a couple of, what are those called? My audio is a little low. Well, let me check it out. Let me turn it up. How's that? Am I better? Can you hear me? I think it's just because I'm away from the microphone. If I get close to the microphone, then you can really hear me. But I think I'm just yeah, I think I'm just kind of being I got a flaky voice this morning.
Ah, jeez. But if I talk really loud, I think you can hear me good, right?
I know, because it's measuring up into the red when I start talking like that. So it's gotta be good audio. Who's going to host the server? I guess it'd have to be me. Unless, see, now that's the thing. I don't know what that means. Host the server. I thought the server was like working with the host, and the host would come up and he'd say, like, let me put you over here, and we'll get you a nice window seat, and then your server will be right with you.
That's what I know about hosts and servers. And it's like, yeah, that's right. Good answer, Joey. Good answer. Yeah, that's his pat answer. Joey's pat answer is, yeah, right, that's right.
Oh, hot coffee again. All right, so what's this whole host server thing mean? The Minecraft server. All right, I get, okay, so I get there's a Minecraft server that we all kind of go to. Does that mean that I have to create or use my... See, I don't know what that means.
I don't know what the hell that means.
Somebody help me. I'm technically inept. All right. It's a miracle that I can get on here every day.
into this digital age. Ooh. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Why do you think I have so many technical difficulties? It's not the computers that are crashing. It's me. It's me going, what the hell did I do now? I pushed the wrong button. So yeah, if you can kind of long sentences to explain what the hell you're talking about. What's a host server? Does that mean that I have to use the server in my area? And you guys are going to come here? Or do I go digitally to you? I don't know. It's all weird. I know what'll fix this misunderstanding of technology. I'll do a bong hit. And then I won't give a shit. Yeah, sure, whatever. Server host, yeah, Oh, that's a really good, X-1 or Dimension X, rather. It's called Hostess, right? And, it ain't about cupcakes. But you know what a host is, right? A host is somebody who has something, a parasitic organism living within them, right? Like if you ever watch Star Trek and you got the Trills, like Dax the Trill is a worm that lives inside of another humanoid, right? Okay, no host, an online Minecraft server we can all play on together. Okay, so we just kind of, you guys join my game, basically. Because that would be easiest for me, is I start a game and then you guys, I send you a friend request or something like that, similar to, Yeah, what do you think I'm saying? I know what you're saying. You're saying what you're saying. Yeah, I believe that's what my daughter has done before. And I think she and I have done it before, where I was on, like, the Xbox and she was on the Switch. Yeah, that's right. Fucking Joey. You're killing me, dude. Alright. So, yeah, I will have my daughter hook me up and show me how to send you guys. We're going to be using her account on her game. So you'll get a request from Natalie and that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. So, let's table this idea until, not next week. Next week I'm going to see the Killers in Las Vegas right about the time that I'm going to want to do this again. If I got nothing going on over the weekend, maybe we'll try to do a group game. That sounds fun, a bunch of us doofuses running around a Minecraft world. That'd be great. And what I'd really like is if I could load up the world that my daughter and I created together, the first world that we created together. It's just got so much weird stuff, and it was done way back years and years and years ago and has never been updated itself. So all of the stuff that's in it is really like first generation Minecraft shit, There's not a lot of this new stuff. There's like no new animals. There's no new blocks. No new plants. No birds. I mean, it's literally Stone Age freaking Minecraft.
That's awesome. It's a caveman crafting.
Totally. And I can already tell that I've missed a lot of updates. And it's not like I am constantly diving into worlds and playing the actual game. I don't do that well. I don't follow rules. I get into the game, yes, that's right. I get into the game and I just do whatever the hell I want. If it's a free roaming, open-ended game where it's like unlimited game field, I'm just going to do whatever, right? I'm just going to do whatever. When I was playing Command and Conquer, right, I would open up the whole frickin' screen, the whole map, and I would just mine, right? And build and mine and build and mine and build and defend and mine and build and defend. So by the time I attacked, they didn't have anything on me, you know? And I love those open-ended, giant 3D worlds, you know, where you can just go on and on forever. Kind of like my mouth. Ah, cheese. There's that hat cheese again. I got dogs to the left of me, dogs to the right of me. My Sam dog came out, decided to lay down here on the ground next to me. What a guy. He's just laying there, eyes open. Oh, what a buddy. Oh, what a buddy. What a good buddy. He's such a good buddy. He's like the best buddy in the world. He really is. He goes where he's needed, always. He always knows if someone needs attention. Hey, you look sad. Come over here. And he'll just go up and start licking you. Start licking your arm. Start licking your face. Any spot that you let him lick. He'll just sit there and lick you, and then look up at you, and then and just start chewing on you. You know. He's like a what do they call that? Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And he is. And then he'll go back to being sweet again. And then he'll say, you know what? You need to play. And then he'll just get up and start tugging on you. You know, start dancing around. You reach for him and he takes off. And it's, come on. Come on. Come on, punk. Come get me. And now he's just laying here. Just flopping. Ah, that's my boy. Oh, he's got such cute feet. He's got such cute little ears. Ah, yeah. All right. Enough with the dog already. Jeez. So this whole reunion thing has got me by the cachuchis. Did he say cachuchis? What the fuck is a cachuchi? I don't know. Don't ask anyone in my immediate family here what I'm talking about ever. Right? Because I will constantly, like the dogs, I constantly make up nicknames for the dogs. Every time I acknowledge a dog, it gets a different name. You know? Same thing with my vocabulary. My vocabulary is constantly changing, mixing it up, throwing in different, making up words. I like to make up words. You know, Havflibbergen. Don't you have any Havflibbergen? I just ran out of Havflibbergen, and I need to get a new prescription of Havflibbergen. Because my doctor prescribed Havflibbergen, and I gotta take Havflibbergen at least twice a day. So can I please get a new prescription of Havflibbergen? See? It's easy. Make up a word. Havflibbergen. You know, doesn't it sound like one of those weird fangled prescription Havflibbergen? You know, Kazutzo. Yeah, Kazutzo. There's one. I take Kazutzo twice a day, and now I don't have to have, what is that? Anal seepage, I don't know. My butt doesn't leak anymore. Kazuki. Pazuki. Kazokanoki. Hayoki. Hayoki Kanoki. Alright, enough of that. Should we speak gibberish this morning? Is that where we're going with this? We could do a little gibberish. Alright. Let's do a little gibberish. Let's send us a message and let's gibberish it up. Oh, right. Okay. Well, let's see how my iPhone does gibberish. Usually I use this other stupid phone over here. But let's see if I can send myself a message in gibberish. Gibberish. I'm not even on here. How come I'm not even on my own phone? I have to type in my phone number. I'm not going to say it because I'll have everyone calling me. Ah, jeez.
Ah, jeez.
Alright. That's that. Oh, look. I have contacted myself before on this phone. I have done some gibberish. The only thing I've done here on this phone is gibberish. I guess it does it okay. So let's do some gibberish. Bang the Bufferga Solomon. Took the pook na passen. Egg the bubbler gni tus na bark dassy give a hersen hack it a poop. Heck. Pook to sagnum a bu. Could I get a bug name? Signum. Fursen dag the bahoo. Gargan.
I don't know. Does anybody speak gibberish? Okay. You know what? It seems like Fergus is a common word in my gibberish language. I did Fergus last time. So it says bang the Fergus, Solomon, two as in two, and then two as in go to. So two to poop neon egg. Wow. The butler need to snip our Cassie, get her pocket cooked, get fruit. Let me read that again. Bang the Fergus, Solomon, two to poop neon egg. The butler need to snip our Cassie, as in girl Cassie, get her pocket cooked, get fruit. Wow. You know what? I should write like a Bible of gibberish. I should just speak gibberish, and that'll be verse 1. Speak some verse 2, page, chapter 1, verse 2. Tig me frazel duzig before snassen. You think anybody'd buy it? Oh, thank you. You like that Minecraft stream? Technically it was good. There wasn't any glitching or freezing or sound issues or anything, because these are the things that are important, right? And I'm glad you like. You know, I created that world out of scratch in survival mode. So thank you. It means a lot to hear that, because every world that I've ever created, like really built up, I've done it from scratch. If I'm gonna build a bridge up high, 40 blocks up off the ground, I'm risking life and limb, right? Every single time, because I'm in survival mode. And then if I do fall and happen to land in some water, then I've got to build a tower to get back up to where I was, and then come by later and remove that tower. It's all survival, baby. Well, I'm glad it came off good. My dog just went over and wrapped himself up in a blanket here. I mean, literally got in and pulled it up around him and curled up, and he's gone now. It's just a blanket moving. Yeah. Cool, man. That's awesome. I really dig that it actually worked last night, because it was a test. I'm like, what am I going to... I tried to hook my PlayStation 2 into this thing, and it did not have the signal strength. This machine, my mixer here, it wants 4K. I'm not giving it 4K. These cameras are not 4K. They're like 2.7K or something. But they've got a good HD signal. If you every once in a while on this camera, it glitches and goes dark for a half a second or something. And that's just because I believe it's because it's just not digitally. It's not a strong signal. It's not a HD 4K signal. So I was kind of concerned about that. That's why I called it a test last night. Because, you know, it was, you know, testies 1, 2, 3. I was just trying to figure it out. And I had no plan as to what to do. Mainly because I haven't played the damn thing in like a year. And usually when I play it, I lose myself in it completely for days and weeks and months. When we first got the Xbox One and started playing, I lost myself for years. It was like I'd come home from work and I'd be on it. My daughter would come home from school and we'd just switch off. It was like, okay, I'm on for a while, now you're on. Okay, we'll go to your world for a while, and then we'll go to my world for a while, and then we'll go to a joint world. And we created this world together, the Mutterlode. And that's when I got into building roads and creating entire cities. I built this entire city with these giant, you know, 20, 30, 40-story skyscrapers. Just these, it's like China, these big giant buildings that are empty, right? And then, of course, some of them I've actually populated with people. Some of these villages, some of these cities, towns, islands. I've taken people out to islands and then populated entire islands, like Easter Island, right? Everybody just gets too populated, they run out of wood, and they all eat each other.
But I mean, I've got giant skyscrapers, right, where there's people living at the top 3 floors of the skyscraper, and then the rest of the building is completely empty, right? I need to go to these worlds, bring 3 or 4 people into this world with me, and have everybody just go crazy building stuff. I don't know, put villagers on leashes and drag them over. I usually just fill up mine carts with villagers and send them off to a village, and then get them over there and break the mine cart out from underneath them and leave them in a fenced-in village, and they're permanently moved now, right? Sometimes you get one that escapes and runs off down the road. Where's home? Where's home? I just shoot him in the head. No, I don't. I don't do that. I'm the one who plays, and I'm like, oh, why did you kill it? I needed its skin. Yeah, but it was cute. My daughter's like, it's just a freaking ones and zeros, man. Chill out. Oh, why'd you kill a horse? It was a horsey. You're not going to eat it, are you? You can't eat a horse. They're going to get the leather or something from it, right? Yeah, I know you can't put leashes on villagers. Believe me, I've tried. It's hilarious. Now that's why I stick them in mine carts. I just minecart an area, link stuff. That's why every one of my villages I'm trying to link, not only with a nice big road that you can run up and down your horse and go through big tunnels and stuff and not hurt yourself, but to be able to move from village to village really quick. But when you move those villagers on Minecrafts, you have to push 1 or 2 out, and you got to kind of follow along, because they will get stuck, they'll slow down, they'll stop, and then they'll kind of bump into each other and push each other back. So I usually send 1 at a time, and then I'll follow it along, so that if it decides to start pushing backwards, I can push it along. But I'll usually use a village that's nearby, and just try to do 1 at a time, and keep a lot of power on that rail to just keep pushing it forward. Because, boy, if the puppies bounce back, it's a couple of minutes later, it's like, this villager came back. And sometimes it gets to the end of the map where it's just not spawning, and I think I get an unspawn bounce back, where it just gets to where there's nothing there and it just bounces back. And I've had that happen before. Hey, it should have, how come it came back so quick? Because I'm at the edge of the map, basically. Yeah, Minecraft logic, right? Learning how to think like a Minecrafter. I gotta get back to that. I gotta warm up this coffee. I didn't do much yesterday. I ain't been feeling up to it physically, to going out and doing stuff. We did a little work in the yard yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Yeah. We went out and cleared out a third of our little tiny backyard, our little L-shaped backyard, and cleaned out a third and raked it up, cleaned it up really, really good, and then I hosed it down, and now I'm going to be bringing up wheelbarrows full of dirt to pack it down and level it out so that I can do paving stones on a third of our yard. Once I get a third done, then we can move stuff back over onto this third and do the other third. And then I think we're going to do most of the yard and leave a small portion of the yard as dirt, hoping the dogs are going to poop over there. And then that'll be an easy place for me to regularly dig up the dirt, take it out, and bring in fresh dirt. And that's, I think, the best I can do for the dogs, as well as,
with what I got. It's a small yard, and I think that it'll be easier to clean the yard and sanitize it if it's paving stones. I can just hose it down really, really good, spray a little bit of disinfectant down, and yeah, get my dogs up off of the icky dirt, you know. And then, of course, in turn, they're not bringing icky dirt feet in here, so it's a win-win. So paving stones. We're going to do paving stones and redecorate the yard and make the yard an extension of the living room, because for about 5 or 6 months out of the year, it's really nice out there with that big tree as a big umbrella canopy over us and that big high fence for privacy, you know. And so if it's got paving stones and more places for plants to hang, and it'll turn into a little botanical garden jungle paradise. I want to make a little trough tub so you can go lay down in the water or go out and have a soak or something, or a little outdoor shower, you know. I'd really like to get one of those like 3 or 4 person giant wine barrel redwood hot tubs, because one of those would fit great under our tree in a corner. That would be fantastic, you know, to have a koozie going back there, getting all koozed. Yeah, man, let's get the koozie. All right, well, this is morning time, and because it's morning time, I'm waking up, and as I wake up, my pain wakes up, and as my pain wakes up, I hurt. So I am going to be doing pain management all morning, and I think maybe I'll go out this morning after the show and move some dirt, because it'll still be cool. It's been cloudy lately. It's been decent weather. It's been muggy as hell and sticky, but it hasn't been as hot as it usually is. So I think I'm going to go out this morning right after the show and move a wheelbarrow or 2 of dirt, because it's not going to take much to get this side of the yard level. I may have to remove dirt once I figure out the depth I'm shooting for, right? And then I've got to have some drainage, so I've got to level everything just slightly off bubbles so that it comes downhill. But I think if I move some dirt today, spread it out, hose it down, give it a few days to pack down, then I can go out there and take that big grass rake, right, and kind of just go along and score everything, right, and then use my between a level and a 2x4 and a couple of 2x4s set up where I need them. I'll just you know, like concrete, I'll just move the dirt around and pack it in until I get an area that's doing exactly what I want, slope-wise, grade-wise, and then I just keep packing it, and then I'll get a couple of bags of some what is that, DG, decomposed granite powder stuff, and spread that out and tamp it down, and then that'll keep everything from moving. It'll kind of become a little thin layer to keep everything hard and to keep that dirt from turning to goo. And then I think I'm going to do the whole yard before I rent a vibrator, because I'm only going to need it for a minimal amount of time. I mean, the yard is like so small. And then, of course, I've got concrete back there. So I'm starting over here by the front gate and the stairs, working toward the concrete. So by the time I get to the concrete, I've got to be right at the level of the concrete. So that the two tops, the top of the asphalt blocks and the top of the concrete, are flush. So between this third and the concrete, I'm going to have to make sure that the grade, so I'm going to have to do this here, this third of the yard, and then start from the concrete and work toward
that third, so that wherever the flow is, that's the angle of the dangle, right? And it's not going to be a huge grade, right? It just has to be slightly off bubble. So it'll pull that water out toward the fence and down the hill and away. But I do want spots for the water to go in the yard. So when I have water draining into a specific area, I'm going to leave a dirt portion there for the water to go and be absorbed into the ground, so that my tree gets the water, and whatever plants I have, shrubs and stuff, in those little dirt spots, they get water too. I'd like some morning glories. I'd like some wildflowers outside my fence, so I need to run water along my fence. It's a metal fence, metal corrugated steel thing, right? So I can sandwich water and electricity in between the outside of the metal fence and the inside of the bamboo stuff I'm going to hang there to kind of give it a different feel. And then on that, I'm going to have flowers and vines and stuff growing up that eventually. But on the outside, if I've got water built into that fence, on the outside I can have little outlets where I can have a drip system and actually water right along my fence, and have wildflowers growing and sunflowers and maybe some of that ice plant stuff that it's not really, it's kind of more like cactus ice plant because it's a desert foliage. So it's got little fat chubby leaves like succulents, but it's not. It's probably considered a cactus or a shrub or something. But right down the street here at the water district place, they actually have a garden. And the garden is filled with water-wise plants for our area. Plant these plants around your house and in your garden, and you won't have to water them as much. Once they take, root in the desert here, and they become viable plants, they're on their own because they're meant to be out here, So I'll probably take a stroll through that garden and take pictures and notes, and then go to Home Depot, because that's what we got out here, and pick up some of those plants and put them on the outside of my fence, to give the place a better feel. And one or two inside the fence in some corners and stuff. We killed a black widow yesterday, rather my wife did. I pulled out a 5-gallon bucket lid from under the barbecue and threw it down on the table. And as soon as it hit, I saw this little vibration, and I'm like, there's a black widow, and it's sitting there and it was kind of like almost upside down, like it was doing something, and then I flipped it over and threw it down. So I said, hey, look, there's a black widow. And she said, well, kill it, mátalo. So I said, well, I was just gonna, and she just grabbed it, threw it on the ground, and just stepped on it. So there you go. My friend Steve, he used to take, his favorite thing to do with black widows was to take a lighter and an aerosol can of anything, paint, hairspray, underarm deodorant, whatever, any aerosol that was flammable, he'd take and just, and he would just flamethrower that fucking thing and just roast it, and just sit there and watch it roast, right? I guess if you've ever been fucked with by a black widow, you don't fuck around. And I don't like them. We get them a lot out here because it's the desert. I crawl underneath the mobile, and then for days I'm doing this and thinking I got something crawling on me, Yesterday, I'm driving to the store, and and it was after the black widow, and I'm and I'm like, what's that? What's that? What's that? Was that a spider? Did something crawl up my leg? Because I always have these fears that they get up my pants leg and they just wait, and they just wait, and they just wait, and then they're going to just get me. Right? That's a rational fear, right? Isn't it? But they're like Minecraft spiders during the day, right? They'll only fuck with you if you fuck with them. Well, for those of you just joining us, yes, we did some Minecrafting yesterday, or rather I did. I ain't done it in a while. But I enjoy it. It's fun. Is my voice better now? You said it was low earlier. I just started talking louder and changed my mic a little bit. I hope it worked. Man, it takes me forever to drink a cup of coffee. I think I warm it up no less than 6 times. And that's just one cup. Well, I got a big cup. You know,
Yeah, that's what he said.
So yeah, normally we make our own quiche. We make a spinach and mushroom quiche. We haven't done any baking for a while because it's too hot. Oh, good, thank you. I'm glad
The sound is better. Not that there's much to hear.
So, but there's this quiche and quiche Lorraine from the store. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but there's this really good quiche Lorraine that's just cheese and egg and bacon, right? And I'm not into the broccoli one because it's just got too much broccoli, right?
Gives me the broccoli farts.
So I like the quiche Lorraine because it doesn't have, it's just really good quiche, right? And you get it and it's fully cooked. It's cold, refrigerated, fully cooked, wrapped up. And you can stick it in the oven and warm it up, right? Well, we don't like to warm up the whole thing because we all eat at different times. So we just like a pie, we take a pie wedge out of it, stick it in the toaster oven with a little piece of foil under it and on top of it, just to keep it from burning because it's already browned, it's already cooked. So we just want to warm it up. We do it in the toaster oven because we don't want it to get mushy. We don't want the crust to get mushy and soft. Ugh. So we do a lot of long time warming of foods.
It takes, an hour to cook it in here,
But it tastes better, a couple of, a few seconds versus, a few minutes. I'll take the minutes. I'll be patient. I'd rather wait 20 minutes to eat a good sandwich because I got to stick it in the oven and let it warm up and toast and get all
coagulated, right? What the hell? Did you say corrugated?
Yeah, that's what I said. So, yeah, man. Let's see. Let's go over here and tippity tap on the tap tuber tapato. So it looks like people have been bouncing in and out this morning.
What the hell's he talking about? Who's this guy? Ah, shit, I'm out of here.
I can dig it. I can dig it, man. Sometimes I don't even want to be here. I have no choice. I'm always here. That's why That's why I'm here. I'm trying to get this out. Even if it's just me sitting here going for 3 hours, at least I don't have that in my head anymore, right? And it's so different having a couple of dogs out here with me. When they're in bed and they don't want to come out and they just want to stay in bed, and I'm out here alone. And then on those mornings where nobody's showing up, and then I sit out here, really just sit out here by myself. And I think I probably say more on those days, right? Because I'm probably uninhibited.
Yeah, that's it. How many times can you fuck up one word? I don't know.
My beard's starting to get long and out of control again. I'm going to have to give it a bit of a trim. I don't know why. Oh, because I'm going to Vegas. Maybe I should get trimmed up before I go to Vegas. I can't believe that's just next week. Wow. And I can't believe
my daughter is going to like her last orientation before university. Right? And I keep thinking to myself, God, does she have everything done? Is she ready? And how would I know, right? I'm not attending. She's on it. If she needs something from me, she says, I need this from you. And that's it. And then she goes about her business. She doesn't really need anything from me as far as, that's my hair, as far as university. She don't need a damn thing from me, right? She's done all of this on her own. You know, she don't need financial aid from me. She don't need penny one from me. She don't need me to sign papers for her. All she needs is my FAFSA, my financial aid stuff. And that just means that I have to fill out paperwork and say that, yeah, I'm her dad, and this is how much money I don't make. and you know, I had to do the same thing when I was going to college, fill out all that financial aid stuff. But she does it all on her own now. I helped her with the first semester in college a couple of years back, and that was it. Ever since then, she's been on her own. You know, and she goes to these meetings, these orientations. She joins these groups and stuff, where she completely benefits off of everything that they have to offer, right? Because she's got it going on. She knows where the money is. What did we do? Oh, the trip that we took to L.A. to go see Niall Horan, right? That trip there was paid for by a last little stipend that she got from the last college that she graduated from. They were still giving her money in the middle of summer. The last college, the college that she graduated from, was still giving her money. And it was like, hey, $250, that's nothing to sneeze at. And I'm like, dude, that just paid for this whole trip out today. The college just bonused you a trip to go see Niall Horan, right? It paid for the whole out, not the tickets. She paid for the tickets already. It paid for all of the gas, all of the food, and her shirts and whatever else she got. How cool, you know? And that's how it's been for her. All of these concerts that she's gone to in the last 3 years have been paid for by her good grades and excess financial aid. She's got it going on. And she's really good with money. And so now, when she gets out into the workforce, it's going to be a whole new ball game. All right? She's going to go in at full force, full steam, backed up by degrees, you know, degrees up the yin-yang, up the wazoo. I mean, wow. I'm excited for her, you know. I'm real excited for her. She's going to have a ball. Once she starts working somewhere, she's gonna rule, you know. First job out of the gate, she's gonna, you know, wow. Telling you. Patience. Have patience with yourself. Have patience with things that take time, right? She's had so much patience through all of this schooling, you know, and now she's got this next 2 years, well, 2.5, because she's got to do a catch-up semester, because she's not going to overload herself each semester. This first semester, she's doing a slight overload, because she has to. The next 4 semesters after that are going to be light. They'll be full credit, full-time student, but she's going to be less than what they want her. They want her to go out and, you know, knock everything out, extra classes and this, and she's like, nah, that's not me. She needs to do the things how she does things that work for her. And the way she does things is she never overloads herself, never puts too much on her plate, never extends herself further than she knows she can reach, you know, and she's already doing it
Not really. But this first semester, she's got to take like 5 classes, and they wanted her to take 6. And she's like, eh. So she's going to take this first extra class, and then she's just going to kind of stretch everything out a little bit so she gets an extra semester. Financial aid-wise, she'll be able to do it no problem. Unit-wise, she'll be able to do it no problem. Time-wise, what is she, she's not on no freaking schedule. She may just go right from that into another degree. She may decide to go from her bachelor's degree into her master's degree. You never know. I'm hoping that she does, with whatever time that is afforded to her by us, where she can just stay at home and only think about studies, only think about social life, only think about friends, and doing stuff that makes her happy, right? Work can come later. She's got the rest of her life to be a slave, right? Why not go out there and not be one of those, what do they call those slaves that's a boss? Not one of those either. But,
holy hell. I dropped my widget digit.
Did I get Harry?
Harry.
Yeah, it probably did get Harry. That's alright. I'll just clean up the muck on the end. So, yeah, I can't wait until she, but then again, I can wait until she gets out into the workforce. I know she's going to knock it out. She's going to nail it, I think at some point she's going to have to pick some kind of direction that she wants to learn more about in the field and do some kind of apprenticeship. And because she's going to be staying at home, she'll be able to do a low-wage apprenticeship where they give her, transportation money and a little benefit or stipend or wage or something, but mainly it's to learn, and I think if she apprentices somewhere for a summer or a year or something, she'll just be able to write her own frickin' ticket, and that's the key, is just to be able to go out and decide, you know what, I want to do this for a while, and then look for a job in your area, or say, fuck it, get a bachelor's, get a master's, get a PhD, and then go back and study something else, right? And start over again doing something else, Go back and do art, and then take art and psychology and humanities and all of these things, and then go out, at the age of 30 or 40 and start working somewhere, at 10 times the normal starting wage for somebody in her position. What are you gonna do? Just keep packing it in, packing it in, packing it in. I wish I'd have gone to college at an early age. I think I would have been more successful later on. But hey, I ain't complaining. I get to do this every day. I'm broken. I'm in pain, but I got a good life. I got a very successful daughter, and that right there is worth all of the miles, the pain, the trouble, the hassles that I've been through in my entire almost 56 years. She makes it all worthwhile, hands down, easy peasy. Yep, she's my tour de force. I'm leaving. I came here, I saw, I got conquered, but look what I did, and I won't take complete credit for it. My wife has to take most of the credit of the parental thing, and then my daughter, she's done it all herself. All we've done is kind of just been there to support her. Her entire life. We've never been helicopter parents. Well, maybe my wife, but it's always been, just do it. We're here if you need us. We don't force our thinking upon her. We let her think for herself, and I think that's really paid off. Yeah, she's really her own person. And every single day and every single time that I talk to her, I'm just amazed at what kind of person she has become. And it's like, I did that, but I didn't have anything to do with it. My wife did that, but she didn't have anything to do with it. It's all her. My daughter did it. My daughter became that person, you know, because we allowed her. It's like our dogs, right? I don't want to compare humans to dogs, but I can do that. Our dogs, we let our dogs be dogs. We don't enforce a bunch of human bullshit on them, you know. I don't teach them to sit and stay and roll over. I don't teach them to beg. My dog will make them dance around for treat. My daughter will make them dance around for treats and stuff. But we don't humanize them, you know. I encourage them to be dogs and to act like dogs, and therefore they have become really good dogs. They become better dogs because of it. I think it's the same thing with my daughter. You know, I just encourage her to be a good human, and kind of then let the chips fall where they may. Let her intelligence decide the rest.
Am I making cents or dollars?
Órale, pesos, Hans. And it's so cool having been like born and raised in Southern California, right, which used to be Mexico, and being married to a Mexican woman and having a Mexican American daughter, right, and being you know, me, full-blown white guy, you know, freaking Viking, arr. I just love it. I just love it to death, because people will see me walking down the street and they will think, and my wife, she gets off on she knows, she sees people, she knows how to read someone's face, right, and eyes and stuff, and so she knows when people look at her and go, right, and I know the same thing. I've been getting that look my whole life since I was a little scrawny little rat-haired kid, right. So I understand it, and then so they see me coming along, or they see my wife coming along, and we get those looks, right? And then it's funny because a lot of the time, when they see us together, or they see us come together, you know, that look, and then they see us come together, and they're like, oh, and then the whole physicality, their whole aura changes, like, oh, right? Every once in a while, my wife and I will like come back together at the store, and there'll be like an older person, really older, someone in their 70s or beyond, and they'll be there, and they'll be looking at my wife and watching her, you know, with that look in their eyes, like, you know the look I'm talking about. And then they'll see, the person will see me come up and acknowledge that we're together. And you can see it in that older person's eyes, like, oh, like, how dare they be a mixed race, right? I still see that in people's faces. Granted, the faces are usually really, really old and wrinkled and cragged and have a resting bitch face on them. And their name is usually Karen. But I still see that in people's faces, right? How dare you be you have a mixed race child, right? And it's bad enough that I go out into the world and people look at me the way I am and they think, well, is this guy homeless? Is this guy a bum? What's wrong with this guy, right? He's kind of a weird, creepy guy. Or I will like be away from my wife, and I'll watch how people will interact around or with my wife, right? My wife will walk by and an older lady will clutch her purse, right? Or I'll walk by and an older person will run up to their cart real quick and close their purse and look at me, you know? And I get that. I've gotten that since I was a little kid, you know, getting looked at like I'm just a little scum, right? And you get people who are just so entitled, who, you know, are so above everyone else, that how dare you be in their world? Oh, and how dare you be, you know, how dare you be an old, grubby, homeless-looking guy? Or how dare you be a Mexican lady, you know? Why don't you stay in your place, you know? And you get a lot of those people still. And we live out in an area where a lot of people come to retire, so we get a lot of old multiracial population is the fastest growing demographic group in the United States, increasing by 276% between 2010 and 2020. It is the future. Yes, amalgamation of humanity, right? Everybody's mulatto. Everybody's the same. Okay, so there's this movie, H.G. Wells' The Time Machine, right? And it's probably one of the newest time machines that was done like 20 years ago. And it's a great one because in the end, when he travels way into the future, everybody looks the same, but they all look like they're not dark skinned, but they're not light skinned. They're in the middle. There's not a lot of blue eyes. There's very few people with light hair. Everybody's kind of looks the same. Everybody's kind of, see? Joey's mixed. I'm mixed. See, that's the thing, is my family, I'm from a family of mutts, right? I come from, it's not so much multiracial as it is like different places from Europe, right, and America. Native American, European, French, German, Polish, that kind of mix, right? And then, of course, my wife, she is purebred 100% Mexican, right? And I'm purebred 100% American mutt. I'm Heinz 57, baby. So it's, my daughter is biracial, but to a huge extreme on her father's side. So she can say, yeah, my mother's side, Mexican, period. My father's side, well, that's a touchy subject. That's a different story. That's going to take some splaining, right? My mother's parents were from Chicago, and my mother's mother had French and Cherokee, and her father was just a white Anglo. Been in, the family's been in here in the country for generations from Europe. So they're pretty much just white, right? Just like me, I'm white. Why? Because I'm just a mutt, and I'm a Caucasian mutt, right? So, and then of course my father, his father was Polish and German, and then of course if you factor in all of the well, that's not really your father, and this person got screwed by this person, and actually you're related this way, then things get out of control. But if you think about it, I'm just a mutt anyway, right? Because there's got to be at least, going back before my father and his father's father, we're looking at 8 to 10, and then my mother and her mother and back. So we're looking at like 8 to 12 different mixed races by the time you get to me. You're part Native American, Croatian. We're talking to Jacob here. Part Native American, Croatian, Irish, British, founding father heritage. All right, way cool. Ancestors that were on the Mayflower. That is so bitchin'. Right on. Well, yeah, I've got way big time Native American heritage. I don't know that it's in my blood. I can't honestly say. I don't think that, I don't want to get weird here, but I don't think my father was actually my biological father. So I can't claim that I'm any Native American blood. I think the things that I inherited from my father were environmental and were passed on to me through learning, right? I learned to sound like him, right? I learned his mannerisms and his likes and dislikes. I inherited his PTSD. But we're supposed to have, he has Native American blood. That's I'll say that. You know, I can't claim to. I've never, since I got to be a teenager, I never claimed American or Native American heritage because I don't look it. I can't go up to say I'm Native American. It always felt, when I was younger, it always felt weird. You're Native American? Yeah, right. And I just never felt it, you know. I think it was just one of those things that was a part of the family, and therefore it was a part of me by proxy, you know. But no, I don't believe that I'm Native American. I know that my father was, and his mother especially. Now my wife, she's Native. You know, she's Native Mexican. She is, her family comes from a long line of ancestors living in that area of Mexico. So I know that she has lineage going back hundreds of years, possibly thousands of years in that area, and probably related to other events and peoples of that era and different periods, right? Because you can see it in her face. You can see it in her face that she has one of those traditional Mexican noses and face and cheekbones and everything. She has that blood, right? And I love that it's passed into my daughter now. You know, our daughter is a complete mix of the two of us, you know. So she's a unique individual. If my wife had married another Mexican and they'd had a kid, would have looked very much like her, right? Almost identical. If I had married some blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl that I assumed that, you know, that I was programmed to marry, you know, then I would have been pumping out little, you know, curly-locked, toe-headed kids just like I was. And they would look just like me. But I don't look anything like my father. I don't look like any of the relatives on his side. I look more like my mother and my mother's father. That's who I look like. So my daughter, she has the benefit of, I think she has the benefit of being mixed, right? I mean, you guys, tell me. I'm totally convinced that it's better to be mixed than to be, you know, and I guess this is a judgment thing, but it's not a judgment thing. It's an opinion thing. It's my opinion that it's better to be mixed, you know. We're adding life to the gene pool, right? When you get an area where people are constantly intermarrying in that area, nobody really leaves, and there's very little new blood coming in, right? You get kind of a stagnant gene pool, right? And I love that the world would be really boring if everyone looked the same. Dude, I've been saying that my whole life. My whole life I've loved the fact that everybody is so different, right? Not always. Sometimes you go to a place and it's like, my God, everybody looks the same. They all look Amish. But sometimes, you know, that happens. But, and especially in my later 20 years, I've just, that's part of my mantra, you know. God, it just would be so bleh, right? If everybody thought the same and looked the same and dressed the same and everybody prayed the same and everybody, you know, oh, it's bad enough that politics has so many people grouped up and marching down the same road, right? Shoulder to shoulder, jumping off a cliff, you know, either side. I'm not saying, well, he's for that guy, huh? Or he's for that person. That's not, no, I ain't for any of it. That's the thing. I'm for us. And they ain't. And unless you recognize that they ain't for us, you're just going, you know, down a primrose path. Put on those glasses and everything's pretty. And it ain't. And if you think it is, then, you know, they got you convinced. They got you bamboozled. You know, so no, the same, you know, when everybody is so different that they're the same, aha, then that's humanity. Everybody is so different, and everybody's okay with it, right? You have no trouble with the fact that the person next to you is of a different sex, a different color, a different size and shape, a different religion, you know, anything about them has no offensive properties, right? Because we're just so used to, and that's the thing, is that they want us to be offended by somebody who's different. Why? Because now they got us numbered. They got us graphed and charted. They can get us to go this way or that way, you know, get us against each other. Pick up a gun and fight that guy. Why? Because he's different. Look at him. My gosh, his eyes, he's short. Ew, kill him. And he don't think the way you think. He prays to a different God. Oh, that's the most offensive thing, right? The biggest trouble I have with religion is that it's usually one of those my way or the highway things, right? Oh, God, that's so sad. Why aren't we preach acceptance and understanding and all of this stuff when we're young, and as soon as we become an adult, it's like out the window, man. What the hell? Now let's hate each other. Why? Well, because we're demographically supposed to. I don't fucking know. Oh, jeez.
Ah, jeez. For the love of Pete.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I'm doing the world a favor by having a family that's completely off of the charts of the norm, right? We're complete outsiders, right? Everything that we do is a complete twist on what the world, society, those powers that be want us to do, want us to think, you know, and we're a complete twist on that. And that makes us outsiders. That makes us an anomaly, right? Something different. Something to be not feared, but probably misunderstood, you know? Because I've been misunderstood and feared my whole life because I'm different, I look different, I act different, I talk different, I have different ideas, you know, and somebody is preaching rote and doctrine and stuff and propaganda and stuff that they've been taught their whole life, and somebody like me comes along and says, well, that ain't right, what about this? Well, have you ever thought about this? And they're like, no, man, don't make me think that, no. And they just can't take it. Their brain cannot process, because that was all drummed out of them through their 12 years in school, their 12 years of indoctrination, their 12 years of programming, you know, to think, or rather to not think, to not have imagination, you know, to not care about politics so much that you just deal with it. I'll pay my taxes and you just take care of it. Fine, I'll vote here, click, whoever, whatever, you know. Or they get us so wrapped up in the propaganda and the rhetoric that we become zealots, right? And we just, yeah, man, you go to tell it on the mountain, man. Yeah, man, I'll do whatever you want. Really? You want me to hate those people? I'm all over it, man. Jeez. What do you think you got people shooting at people on podiums and people burning down mosques and you know, stringing people up for being of a color, right? Why? Because that's what they want. If everything was perfect and we were all holding hands, how could they sell us on a war? How could they sell us on weapons? And how could they sell us on all of these stupid things that cost us money, fill their pockets, and then they sit across from each other in these houses of trying to work stuff out, and they just sit and look, you know, I don't want to talk to you. Well, I don't want to talk to you either. You don't want to vote my way. I don't want to vote your way. And they just, you know, there's no getting along. There's no coming together across the aisle, you know. Policy now is, there is no together in politics. There is only separation and division and hate and bullshit and propaganda. you know. Like I said, if everything was good, we wouldn't need them. What do we need them for? And it's not like they're making things good, right? It's they've got us convinced that they're making things good, right? And we buy it. And we just let them get away with it. And we pay taxes, move on down the road. Go to take our vacations, buy our big fat cars. We have the power, and we just pass it along to them. We have the power by numbers. You ever seen the movie Bug's Life? Right? Where's my food? Well, here comes the tax man. And if you all get together, and I'm not condoning any kind of violence by any means. All you have to do is you pick up a pen and paper and you write 10 letters, right? And you mail them. You mail half of them to your representatives in Washington, and you mail the other half to friends and family members, encouraging them to do the same. And you pick any subject that you want changed, right? Pick anything that you want dealt with, and you all just go after that. And if everybody in the United States had that way of thinking, like, hey, these people represent me, I'm going to contact them and say, look, this is how we want things done. You ain't doing things right. Fix it. Or remember that governor we got rid of, right? We just blackballed him and got the fuck out of there and brought somebody in, brought in Arnold, right? We can do that. Because why? We have the power. We are the people. Hello? We are the people. And we forgot that. You know, about 23 years ago, events happened that made us forget that we are the people and not them. We just said, oh my God, we're scared, take care of us. And from then on, we lost control. We can get it back. We don't ask for it. We go in there and say, look, this is ours. It's not yours. It's not here for you and your design and your profit. It's here to take care of us. You know? And all people have to do is, you know, write a letter, copy it, sign it, envelope the damn thing, and send it out to 10 different people. Representatives, friends, and family. Right? And you do that, what, once a month? Right? And you stick to your guns. And more people, the snowball effect, pretty soon you've got, you know, all of this momentum going forward. And when you flood the office of one of your representatives with mail and phone calls and emails and texts and all of this, they get the point. Why? Because you are their constituents. The more of their constituents want a specific change, the more they will go after that specific change. Why? To keep their constituents. Is you is or is you ain't my constituents? Is you is or is you ain't my constituents? Well, I guess you ain't. I guess you ain't. Politics was designed for the people, right? And it became about the politician. When ad men got involved and decided to get people into office for the profitability, then it became politics, right? The way it is now. Only now it's way beyond the way it was 100 years ago. 100 years ago, it wasn't half, you know, nowhere near. Oh, it's horrible. And they use us. They use us. They campaign promises. They constantly tell us they're going to do something, and rarely does an administration follow through. More than likely, they're going to get us into more of a mess, right? Just to go at the up-and-coming administration. And profitability. They're going to muck things up so they can keep their job, right? If things are screwed up, we need them around. If things are running good, we don't need fucking politicians. If you're healthy, you don't need a doctor, right? If you're smart, you don't need to go to school, right? Well, that's a bad analogy, all right? If you're smart, you don't need to not read. Shut up. All right, you know what I'm getting at. You know, people need to, well, first of all, put down the phone, pick up a book, right? A history book, because that'll teach you a lot about what's happening now and how to not let it happen. People need to think. And people need to contact their representatives because they represent us. And if we don't inform them of how to represent us, then they represent themselves first and foremost, right? Well, my ideals and my way of life is why I was elected, so therefore anything that I do is for my constituents. And if I decide to go out and shoot raccoons, it's because my constituents go out and shoot raccoons. Huh? No, there's probably more people out there in his constituency that don't shoot raccoons. They don't even like raccoons. But he does. And he's in charge, and he decides, because, you know, what he says is go. It's go. That's it. Take it. Run with it. Take the ball and go. Nope. Is you is, or is you ain't my constituents. And I ain't a constituent. And I should be. I should be writing those letters every week, right? I've got to have something done in the park here. We have to pay $200 a year to the post office to get our mail delivered to a P.O. box. Why? Because we can't get mail here at our mobile home park because there are no mailboxes. They removed the mailboxes that used to be here 10, 20 years ago. Why? Because on the signage at one point they had overnight, and you can't get mail at an overnight place. It's not allowed. So, which I think it had to do with the animosity between the postmaster out here and the people who owned the park at the time. So it turned into this big giant feud, and so the park was both parks never allowed to get mail ever again. So I think what we're going to try to do is get everyone to sign a petition that we want to have the signage changed, so and the ability to install our own mailboxes. And we're going to have to come up with a specific locking mailbox that can be used by the post office and us. Pick one they're all the same. You have to buy this specific model. If you're going to have your mailbox here, you got to buy this one. If you don't buy this one, it's not going to be there because it doesn't match. And we're going to do something like that. And make it look really nice. But we want to get our frickin' mail here. I'd rather spend $100 on a mailbox and $50 to install it and be done with it than to have to pay $200 a fucking year. And that's 200 times how many residents here? That's a lot of money that we're all killing because of one little word, overnight. So that's got to change. And I'm gonna have to be the guy because no one else in the park has the balls to go after it. You know, nobody else wants to, you know, use their brain. So if I just get behind it and say, okay, look, I wrote up all of this. We're going to submit to this to the owner. We need to get everyone signed. We need everyone to agree that we're going to each pay for our own mailbox and pay to have it installed, and they'll all be the same, and go through the whole rigmarole and send it to the property management people and say, look, that's what we got to do. We're sick of this. We're putting out thousands of dollars between us, between all of us. You know, that's wrong. You know? That's just wrong. It's like forcing you to buy health insurance so the insurance companies can profit, and the pharmaceutical companies can, and the doctors and everybody else can profit. You know, how do we profit? We got to pay for all of this stuff that we don't need all the time, right? I mean, insurance should be, hey, you have, you know, you have all of this paperwork and documentation on you as a citizen of this particular place, right? So Therefore, if something happens, you should be able to get low cost no matter what. You should be able to get low cost medical help, if not free, right? Like a lot of other countries. You know, hey, this is my home. I was born here, raised here, going to die here, and now I got to pay out the wazoo my entire life for something I'm going to need this much. Why? So that it will benefit those people who don't have the ability to pay all of that, or those people who are way unhealthy and are just a complete drain on the system. I'm paying for them. That's the way it is. That's the way they got it balanced out. So we're paying for all those people who are using the hell out of that health care. The people who don't, who have to have health insurance but don't use it, we're paying for them. That's how it works. And we're paying for those yachts and those vacations and those perks and benefits that those insurance company executives get. Don't get fooled. This is the way it is. Oh yeah, and then there's that old argument, yeah, but this is America. Because of the way we do it, we got the best healthcare system in the world. And if it wasn't for the way that we work at, capitalism is the driving force behind and it's fuck you. Go to the other countries in the world and see how good their shit is. They piss on us. There are countries in this world who take care of their people, who have great medical, they have great doctors, the best surgeons in the world. Why do you think the rich people in this country get up and go to another country to get health care and to get cured of different things? Why? Because we're backwards here and all they do is prescribe. That's all they do. Fucking prescribe, prescribe, prescribe. We are the most overprescribed country in the fucking world. Why? Because we allow it. We've got lobbyists in Washington that are doing more than we should be, right? We should be out there busting ass in Washington saying, we want this, we want this, we want this. And instead, we go, I want Netflix. I want Prime. Where's my Amazon? Give me this, Uber that. You know, they got us bamboozled, man. Most of the population is just so ready to just hand over everything, right? That old, don't talk to strangers, don't take candy from strangers, don't get in a car from strangers, don't hand out your personal information, all of this stuff that we were taught to do is all backwards now. Now we jump into a car with a strange Uber driver, we take food and candy stuff from strangers all the time because we order it and they deliver it right to our door. All these things. Here's my personal information. Here, let me give you my personal information. There you go. Send me my stuff. What do you mean my account is empty and my personal information has been hacked? What do you mean? How dare you tell me that? How could that be? Right. How do so many people just disappear? Right? They just disappear. Why? Because you tell everybody where you're at all the time. Somebody who's a stalker can just follow you by following you on your phone. Right? All they have to do is, well, look, now he's over here eating, and now he's over there watching this, and now he's over here, and then I can catch him here because he's always going between here, and he gets into his car in this dark. That's where I'm going to get him right there. And then all of a sudden, hey, where's Fred? I don't know, man. I ain't seen Fred in 3 weeks. He went from here to here, and he just never made it. Why? Because we allow ourselves to be sucked into these things. They tell us it's okay. Everybody's doing it. Well, gosh, if everybody's doing it, I should do it. Darn, why didn't I think of that? Darn. Yep. I'm telling you, this world is everything that we were taught in a kindergarten is just out the fucking window. From 20-some years ago on, everything has just gone. The control that we allow ourselves, that we allow others to have over us, that control, right? Even if it's just social media, now we have people, random people, friends, family, strangers, people on the other side of the world controlling our emotions, right? It's like, how dare that fucker say that? What do you mean? Don't give me a fucking mad face. How fucking dare you? Hey, fuck you and your mad face. You fucking troll. What, do you just come around to make comments on people's comments? Fuck you. And now we're getting enraged by somebody who is just going, look at that, I pissed him off. I used to do that. I used to just make comments to piss people off. right? Fuck you, you're a schmuck, you know. You're an idiot, you know. And I would just be acting out my depression through aggression. And I would just get so fed up with other people on there, you know, just going out of their way to control people's emotions, that I would just, you know what, fuck it, I can do that too, you know. It's like when somebody, one of those telemarketer guys call, or one of those scammers calls. I love it when a scammer calls, right? Hey man, you won the lottery, man. Really? Yeah, you won the lottery, man. The ticket is wait for you down at the customs. You got to go to take the card. You got to buy the card from Walmart, man. You got to take it and you got to send me the number, and then I send it to customs and they release your money, and then you get your check. And then you got to send us some more, one of those green cards, and we will send the money directly to your account, right? And I'm like, who the hell? Leroy, is this you? Right? So I would just like, all right, hold on a second. Yeah, let me get a paper and pencil. And I would just string them along, make them think that they got me. Right? And then at some point I would just like accidentally hang up on them, right? And then they'd call me back, hey man. And then at some point this guy in Jamaica, he figured out I was fucking with him, like he was fucking with me, right? And he started fucking cussing at me. Fuck you, man, wasting my fucking time. And he's just getting all irate, and I'm like throwing it back at him, like, well, you know, you're doing the same thing, dude. You're fucking with me, I'm fucking with you. And then after a while, this conversation changed, and we're talking about his job and the way he does his job and how and why, and his home and his family. And he describes his house so well to me that I can see it in my head, and I can see him sitting in his house at his desk doing this thing in his shorts. Yeah, I mean, it was so amazing that every week or so he would call me up, and I would answer the phone and say hello, and his first words were, Michael, how you doing, man? Hey, Michael, my friend. And I looked forward to, I don't remember his name, I looked forward to him calling me up out of the blue from Jamaica to tell me how many stupid, you know, idiots that he's plundered from. Hey, you got any people you hate, man? You got someone you don't like, you want to take money from them. You send me them, I take money from them, man. Do you want me to take their money? I take their money. And I'm like, wow, dude, you were just one bad dude, man. I do it for my living, man. That's how I make my money, man. And it was, you know, I wish I still had a way of getting in contact with that guy. I wish I'd have saved his number. Funny stuff. But yeah, contact your representatives in Hollywood, right? Because that's what it's like. It's like, you know, trying to get Tom Cruise to make a better movie. Ain't gonna happen. He's still gonna put out the same crap. But I do my own stunts. Yeah, but it's garbage. You put great stunts into a garbage movie. You know, it's the same garbage you've been putting out for the last, I don't know, 30 years now. Tom Cruise has been putting out this. Every once in a while, he puts out something that's a little different, but mostly it's bullshit. You know, now it's what? It's Mission Impossible and Jack Reacher, and is there another series that he's doing? And then that's it. That's all he does, is these stupid bullshit, you know, series that probably mean a lot in his world. But it's like Fast and Furious. You know, even The Rock figured out, I'm gone. Put dreadlocks in my place, because I ain't doing this no more. You know, even The Rock got too big for Vin Diesel, and his. Isn't he like the only one left? Didn't Vin Diesel try to leave Fast and Furious and have a career, and then he found out that he can't act with XXX, found out that he can't really do anything other than be a big meat face, and so therefore Fast and Furious is the only thing he's got. Yeah, that's really... And they're not good movies. I mean, you see trailers of the people in the cars going fast and stuff happening outside and them going, oh, wow. And they're horrible green screen actors, you know. And that's all they got is green screen, you know. A car on a dolly moving around and a camera moving around it. Ooh, look, we're spinning. Oh, look, we're rolling, you know. I'm going to act. I'm going to act. Look at me. Eventually I'm going to act. Oh, God. You know, let's everybody together. It sickens me to watch those trailers, let alone to think about watching one of the movies. My daughter and wife and family, friends, and kids went out to watch a movie, and they were going to go watch Minions or something. And Minions is like starting in 15 minutes, but this movie's starting now. Let's go check this movie out. If it's any good, we'll stay and watch it. And they went in and sat down during Deadpool Wolverine, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I feel sorry for you. Yeah, it was okay. It was a lot of F words and stunts and ooh, ah. Yeah, those are the kind of movies that I do not see. You know, how many superheroes has Ryan Reynolds been? And now he's like a superhero sidekick in another movie with Rock Johnson, or I don't know. It's really sad. It's really weak. You know, they have a new superhero, and who do they get? Somebody who played the last 3 superheroes. What the fuck? You know, come on. Really? And not to mention that you've done nothing to this character that is unique, right? He's the same superhero bullshit character that you've seen in the last 3 movies about the same character, right? And then, of course, we're going to do Spider-Man again. Oh, for the 3rd time in the last 20 years, we're going to redo Spider-Man and give you a whole new... Now it's the ultimate amazing, super extraordinary Spider-Man. Give me a fucking break. We're sick of Spider-Man. We're sick of Superman, Batman, the Ghost, the fucking the green thing, the old guy, the thing with the. We're fucking done with it. It's all over. Superheroes are for little babies and big babies, right? I'm done with it. No. Superhero movie comes on, psh, it's gone. No. You know, Superman, the movie, right? Christopher Reeves. That's a superhero movie. All right? Batman. Michael Keaton. Jack Nicholson. That's a fucking superhero movie. Those first series, you should have moved on. You should have fucking moved on. All you've done is corrupt the bloodline, you know, with this stupid bullshit, you know. Why not take on the new ones? Thor, which they tried but never really did it successfully until, what's his face? Iron Man. I never even fucking knew there was an Iron Man until Robert Downey. I was going to say Morton Downey, right? Robert Downey Jr. I never knew there was a fucking Iron Man before him. So he's Iron Man. If they come along later and try and do another Iron Man with another actor, it's going to be... It doesn't matter. Why? Because he's Iron Man, all right? How many Hulks did they have since... what's his face? David... Yeah, the original Hulk, back on TV, back in the 70s. That is the original Hulk. There's no more, you know, these other Hulks, they're okay, but they're just copies. They're just pale copies of the original, you know. Granted, the special effects are better. The acting is even better. But that's a stretch there. That's a hard one. Not all of the new Hulks are good, right? I would have to say that the latest, well, not the latest, but the Avengers Hulk, that guy, I don't remember his name. I would have to say that he's probably done the best Hulk since what's his face back in the 70s. So, you know, the new shit is just not, of course, for people who are younger, the new shit is where it's at because it's theirs, it's their generation, it's their stuff. But I mean, come on. Some of this stuff is just garbage. Just downright garbage. And the more they build it up, the worse it is. You know, and since, I'm sorry, but since Disney has taken over most of the movies about science fiction and fantasy and superheroes, it's just gone, the quality has really gone downhill. The writing, the characters, the plots, the storylines, it's all gone way downhill. The special effects have gone up. The intelligent quotient has gone down. The IQ is, like I said, it's for little kids. It's designed for little kids to watch and go, wow, I want to buy an Iron Man suit. You know, Mommy, can I be Iron Man for Halloween? It's just designed for, you know, gape-mouthed children, you know, with all-day suckers in their pockets. That's it. And they add little elements to it to get adults to go, hey, it's got an adult element there. I get it. I get it. The kids don't get, I get it, but the kid doesn't. Bullshit. Your kid got it way before you. Why? Because you hand them this and walk away. Idiots. Ugh. I'm telling you. And they call me crazy? Oh, jeez. Ah, for the love of Pete.
Man, when this guy's not smoking, he can really talk.
Leave him alone, Harry. He's got a lot on his mind.
You're telling me, jeez. It's a whole lot of nothing. I'm telling you.
Looking back at that comment from Jacob, the world would be a really boring place if everyone looked the same. The world is becoming a really boring place because everybody is thinking the same. We've got giant groups of people who all are programmed to think a specific way. And that's going to come bite us in the ass. It's really going to hurt us in the long run, right? You get so many people together on a certain platform or a certain, you know, group. And all of a sudden you've got all of these people programming each other to think a certain way, all right? They're all supporting each other. They're all, you know, yeah, I believe you. I believe in you. Go, man, go. You do it. Yeah. And it's like they get all, yeah, now I'm going to do it. And weird shit happens, you know? And, man, it's we got these huge, giant factions of people just pissed off at other people. And now the factions are so huge that they encompass entire chunks of our country. We've got a huge third of our country who just says, fuck that asshole. And we've got another third of our country that says, fuck that asshole. Double. And then we've got a third of our country who are scratching their heads going, fuck both these assholes, right? Which means nothing's going to get done. Nobody's going to get anything fucking done. We're not going to get along. Why? Because we're not programmed to. We're programmed to hate. We'll let a dog out. Yeah, they say that sex sells. Well, it does. Well, so does hate. Hate sells way more than love. All right? Unless you're talking about sex. Sex sells. If you want to call sex love, you can do that. But it's sex. Because nowadays it's just sex. Right? There's not much love anymore in the world. People will say love and they'll wear love on their shirt and they'll talk about love. But ultimately they'll usually mean sex. Right? So it's all just a bunch of bullshit, really. It's all words, unless there's real feeling behind it. And I don't get a lot of feeling. I get a lot of people out there saying, yeah, peace and love, and then they pick up their phone and hate, right? It's like, whoa, where did that come from? Oh my God, you're such a hater. You're such a hater. And then they get on and they hate back. They hate even double. Oh, hate. You know? Oh, fuck those haters. I hate haters. You know, that's a good one. I hate haters. Well, then what the fuck are you? Exactly. It's a conundrum. It's a paradox. That's what the world is. It's like that snake that eats itself, right? We're fucked up. Humans are one fucked up animal. She went in already. Sometimes she's quick. I didn't warm that up enough.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah. Oh, the world. It makes me so frustrated. It used to just piss me off and sadden me at the same time. And I would get so wrapped up in events and politics and what's going on in the world and pollution and stuff that it would really just send me into depression. You know, catastrophic mental breakdown.
And I just sit and rock and talk to myself. Jeez. Jeez.
Jeez, my mother I used to sit and do this, right? And I just sit and rock, and my mother used to, stop doing that. Stop rocking back and forth. You talk like a fucking retard, right? And it's like, whoa, lady. You know, and that's one of those little tiny clues, right, in my life that tells me something happened in my manifestation, in my conception, that made her question my viability as a human, right? By the way she would look at me sometimes, like checking me out to see if are you mentally fucked? You know, are you screwed? You know, are your genes screwed? You know, so, you know, did she get screwed by her dad? And I'm a product of that? That's what I always wondered. You know, am I my own brother? All right, I got to warm up this coffee.
Jeez.
Hi, Bessie. What's going on, big face? You've got squinty eyes. What's going on with you? What's going on with you, squinty eyes, huh? You little weirdo. You're such a weirdo. You're such a weirdo. Hi, Bessie. Hi, Bessie. You want to come up here? Come on up here, Bessie. Come on, you get in this chair. You can get in this chair. You want to get in that chair? No? You want to sit and look at me? Huh? You want to sit and look at me, you sphinx? What are you sphinxing about, huh?
Jeez.
So yeah, Totally. Everything in my life growing up, past and present, has led me down the path of thinking that, I think my grandfather might have raped my mother. Or gosh, it might have been consensual. I mean, you never know. They did live together later in life for a while. So I don't know. And a bunch of other weird shit in my family besides that. Both sides of the family, my mother and father. Everything before me was fucked up, right? Everything now in my life has got to be as normal as it could possibly be, right? Married to one woman, 25 years, a daughter that's going to university, got her shit together. You know, I leave a pretty boring life. So I'm keeping things as normal as possible, even though things ain't quite normal. At least it's normal for my daughter and my wife, you know. And this is my normality here. Being me. You know, wherever that takes me, however you read that. Now it's hot. Hot, hot, hot. So let's see, it's Friday. What have I got going on this weekend? I need to try to get my wife's car fixed with those panel pins up under there and get it all buttoned up for that bumper flare panel thing and get that dealt with and get the car tidied up and cleaned out for next week. I really need to clean this room. I need to move some dirt. I need to put the tags on both cars now. The tags showed up for my wife's car too, and I still got my tags sitting here. So now I got 2 sets of tags I need to get on the cars. So we'll do that. Take the plates off, bring them in, clean them up, put the tags on, put them back out there. Let's see, what else do we got? I gotta start the van while I'm out there. That'd be good. Make sure the battery's alive. Figure out what we're gonna do about those stupid cars. An old minivan we got sitting around, and an old Saturn we got sitting around. They've been non-opt for years. Now we need to hunk-a-junk them and just get rid of them. You know, driving them down there, getting them towed down there versus having them come and pick them up for less. I just have them come pick them up. It's, you know, we're going to have to spend money to get them down there. For a few bucks more, we could just have them come pick them up, right? Because that's what it's going to be. I don't want to rent a trailer or a truck. I'm not going to use my van to haul another van down there. That ain't going to happen. I ain't going to use my van to haul a trailer at this point. So, you know what? Let's just get them over to one spot and have them come pick them up in one spot, take them away. That works for me. Oliver. Oh, you found that little crumb that I set for you? Oh, aren't you a cool guy? You're smart. I know. A big giant crumb fell off of my cereal bar, and I set it there for you. You're the only one that found it. Sam didn't find it. Bessie didn't find it. But little Oliver, he finds it. He finds all those crumbs. Ha! I've never seen The Big Lebowski. You know that? Not my kind of movie. Seeing the trailers, like, it doesn't impress me. There's a lot of movies throughout the eras that I just never saw because people said, dude, you gotta see this movie. Oh, it's so fucking epic. Dude, you gotta see it. And everybody's doing all these quotes from the movies. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to be programmed. And so I would not. And people would, everywhere you go, somebody's a quote from the movie, and I'm like, well, that's intelligent. You know? But. Oh, sorry, what here? Yes, sirree, Baba Rooney. Yeah, there's just some movies that, you know, and I still haven't seen. Like, it took decades for me to see all of Caddyshack. Because the humor in the trailers and the little bits that I had seen on HBO or something at a friend's house just never impressed me. It's like, okay. And then there's, once I did finally see it, I was unimpressed completely. Chevy Chase, flat. Bill Murray, typical. The other characters in there, Ted Knight, the usual, right? He was funny, but he was just the usual, you know. The only, I think, good part about it was you got exactly what to expect from Rodney Dangerfield, right? And so therefore you were pleased because you saw exactly what Rodney Dangerfield does and did, and it was perfect. The other characters, the young people and stuff, that horrible Irish accent on that broad. Whose idea was that? Was horrible. But, you know, there's a lot of movies out there, really, really popular movies from the 80s on, that I just decided, you know what, if people are making this big of a deal about it, it's probably got to be programmed into them. You know, they've seen way too many commercials. They've had way too many people tell them, you got to see this, dude. And then they just mimic, you know. So now I got to tell 10 people, and they got to tell 10 people. And, you can keep your movies. I investigated the Star Wars stuff, right? Because there's a lot of hoopla around it and a lot of money being thrown into it. And I figure if George Lucas is going to cut loose with it, then it's got to be something, you know, big, something worth him losing control over, right? And he still, I believe, has an influence, but not much. Not much. But I tried it. Back when he did the original sequels, the original trilogy sequel with the episodes 1, 2, and 3. I saw 1 or 2 of those in the theater. I saw them all. Experienced them all. They were okay. You know, I thought it was George Lucas. You know, it was his style of filmmaking. his characters the way he wanted them, and it was like Star Wars. It was okay. You know, hey, this is good. It's epic. It's neat. It's fun. And you get, it's like a formula, right? You got the same type of character, the same storyline. You know, it just kind of repeats what the first trilogy was, which of course comes in the middle. And then they kind of did, I investigated the new trilogy, and it was pretty much the same crap. You know, let's take the original plots and let's mash them up and redesign them a little bit, but pretty much tell the same story again. And they just keep retelling the same story in different places with the same types of people. It's just, you know, let's revisit, you know, this place. We go back to this planet, we're going to find another Skywalker. You know, ooh, well, geez, don't go back to that planet again, please. Go to another planet. Find something other than another Skywalker. But it's the Skywalker saga, man. It's all these episodes about the Skywalker. Give me a fucking break. It is not. You know, it may have started that way back when George Lucas was at the helm, and now it's just turned into the quest for money. That's all it is. You know, how many ways can we get parents to have to fork over fucking money for this shit? How? We get the parents to love this shit too. You know, by calling it Star Wars. Yeah, I was in love with Star Wars when I was a kid, and now my great grandkids in love with Star Wars. It's like, but they're not. They're not in love with anything like the original Star Wars. They're in love with the franchise, is what they are. Because it really, ultimately, it ain't got nothing to do with the original fucking movie. They can call it Skywalker and Vader and all this other crap, but it's just crap. Just like, you know, Hollywood, Washington, you know, religions. You just put another name on the book, a face on the emblem, you know, but it's all the same. It's all just getting people to think a certain way and eventually sell them on something. Some physical thing, some ideal, some idea, some way of thinking, you know. So no, man. No fucking way, man. No way! Star Trek, similar but different. I mean, you know, oh, you're a Trekkie. No, it's like it is what it is. It's just a different brand of entertainment, you know. A different kind of the same thing. You know, you got the Star Wars universe, which is pretty basic, right? Because it all revolves around, you know, one specific family or whatever, and their friends and their issue, right? And then you've got, of course, Star Trek revolves around the human race and how they affect the entire frickin' known universe, galaxy or whatever. And they, you know, they run amok. Got their little grubby, greedy little fucking fingers and everything. And of course, we've grown up and we've moved beyond this and that, and money and religion and, you know, politics, and we just do it for the betterment of humanity. And then they go out and they just fuck up everything because they're human, and they got no fucking choice. You know. So I think Star Trek looks more at the reality of how humans are. And do it with science fiction, like the Planet of the Apes. Takes a real good look at humanity as apes, you know. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Coffee. Coffee. So let's see. Man, I've been talking all morning. I haven't let you guys get a word in edgewise. Right? That's all right. I'll keep talking. That's okay. Huh. Holy hell. So let's see, I've got a few videos to upload today for next week. I think I'm pretty much on schedule. Today's Friday, and I have to upload... Ooh. Let's see, 9 videos. I've got to upload 9 videos to finish off next week. And I'm done with That's Incredible. I haven't come up with any more That's Incredible that I can use. So I'm going to discontinue that. And then I may, like I said, I may start deleting some of those just to get away from having issues later. And then just start putting in the description, the title, leaving soon, watch now, leaving soon. It's leaving in, you know, just like on Netflix, it's leaving in January 31st. No longer available. And I'm going to lose views and likes and comments and stuff on some of these things. And what I might do is screen grab some of these likes and comments on some of these past videos and post them in my community page. You know, past videos, past events, things that are no longer with us. And then maybe in their stead leave some links to people on YouTube who do have that stuff so that it's still accessible on my channel, right? Because, like I said, I'm not into monetizing. I'm not into the whole, you know, I got to have like 1 million subscribers thing. I'm losing subscribers at this point. I bounce between, you know, right now I'm bouncing between 163 and 165. I used to have 165, and then it went to 164, and then back up, and then back down, back up. Now it's gone down too. I'm not really worried about it. At some point, somebody else out there is going to get it, right? I mean, that's all that, you know. Having you guys hanging out with me as often as you do is such a huge treat to have people to hang out with, right? Especially at, you know, this time of the day, you know. I was kind of thinking, wow, it would be neat if I got a visit from Inviced over there in Bernay, or Crim in Ireland, or ISIL over there in was it Denmark, or Norway or something. But you know, it's neat to have different people from different places stop by, especially different people with different ideas and backgrounds and ways of life and stuff. That's neat. And I could totally get people unsubscribing to my channel, because I used to do it all the time. I would subscribe to a bunch of channels, and then I would keep getting dings and upcoming video alerts from stuff that I just ultimately wasn't interested in, you know. And if you're just watching the morning show, I'm pretty uninteresting. I think the more fun on my channel is the nighttime show, the weird little live things that pop up, the weird little videos that I make. And I think that the most fun is to sit and go through all the playlists of shows and videos and movies and things. That's fun, you know. This kind of stuff is, I don't know. I think maybe it's just kind of boring for a lot of people. You know, they don't want to sit and listen to some guy talk to himself. I totally get that. You know, I can totally understand.
Did you guys just unsubscribe? You bastards! Why, I ought to just...
No, I totally get why people unsubscribe or just totally just move on, right? It's like, all right, I've grown past this guy. He keeps saying the same shit. I guess I do. You know, I do for the most part. Aren't we all usually just kind of stuck on one side of the record, right?
What the fuck's a record?
I gotta heat this up again. Damn. Must be the air conditioner and the fan blowing on me. Cool my coffee down quick. right. So at my request, my wife and daughter and I are starting to bring home more fresh fruits and vegetables, because it's So the last message that I just booted up that I haven't seen in a while was, yeah, that's right, and I wonder how long ago that was. Yeah, that's right. So anyway, yeah, it happens. I gotta keep rebooting my stuff to live every once in a while, or I miss out on messages for some reason. That's fucked up. But I'm using my phone as my monitor, as my YouTube live monitor. I know what's going out. I see all of the stuff that's going out. But this, I used to use my TV, but it used a lot of internet drain, which was fucking up my show. So now I just use my phone, right? It's using the same Wi-Fi, but it seems to be an easier drain on it. But that's how I monitor my show, is with my phone. And it doesn't exactly keep up with the live. It's about 20 to 30 seconds behind live. And so by the time you're getting me getting up and going to warm up my coffee, I'm already back and sitting here drinking it. That's live, baby.
That's the way it is.
Oh my God. Oh my God. No way. So there's like 45 minutes left in this morning's show. Gosh, I don't think I'm going to have a chance to get back to Minecraft until next week sometime. I don't think I have time this weekend to play any. I've got to get my act together for next week's programming. I have to insert graphics that say I'm not going to be here Wednesday and Thursday. Are those the days? The concert is on Tuesday. And when is that?
When is the frickin' concert?
Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? Concert page. Concert page. The Killers. The 14th. So it's on Wednesday. Okay. So my daughter has orientation on Tuesday, the day that we're leaving to go to Vegas. But she won't be home until probably about the time my show is finished. So I'm going to do a morning show on Tuesday. I'm going to take a nice nap. I'm going to get up, do an evening show on Tuesday, and then jump in the car and drive to Vegas. Check into a motel or hotel. Staying at the big tower thingy. And then I won't do my shows Wednesday and Thursday. I'll be too busy. And I'll be away from home, away from my console here. So I'll miss it. I may do some kind of a live coffee and bong loads or something from the motel or the hotel room in the morning. I might do something like that. I could see that happening if I get a good signal. Use one phone as a hotspot, and the other phone is the studio, so to speak. Yeah, that could work. So I might, if I got the gumption, I'm probably going to get to sleep pretty early on Tuesday night, because we're going to check in kind of late. We'll probably just get there, grab some dinner, and go to the room, and probably just watch some TV and pass out. And then I'll get up the next day early and probably do a little morning live. And then it's my daughter and I for the day and the night. And in and out within walking distance of the venue and our residence. So that's cool.
That's nice.
And then I may do a little bit of morning live on Thursday before we come home, right? And I don't think I'm going to be home early enough on Thursday to do a nighttime show. So it looks like I'm going to have Wednesday and Thursday off. Wow. And it's not the same to sit and do a video log and then post it. So I won't be doing anything like that. More than likely, if I do anything, it'll be go live for 20 minutes, 60 minutes or something, and sit and have some coffee and talk about what's going on. And that's probably going to be about it. And then get my daughter up and say, come on, let's go do something, kid. Let's go paint the town plaid. Let's go do something. Drive by Sam Boyd Stadium and think about the Dead shows back in the day. I'll probably sit in the room at night watching my channel and watch a movie or a radio show that I've posted that I haven't been able to see yet. I've been doing a lot of that. I can't find anything on TV worth watching, so I just watch old crap that I programmed. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, man. So I have to keep reminding myself that I'm actually doing this, right? This is actually happening, this channel. It's been going on for 8-9 months now, and I'm still going, wow, I do this. This is what I do. I get up in the mornings and I do this. I get on in the evenings and I do that. I make these little weird videos and post them. I do this, I do that. And so I made this on my, wrong one. I made this on my laptop, desktop here, that says, you know, all the little things that I'm kind of playing with, you know, or not even all of them. But it's there to remind me, it's on both desktops. It's there to remind me that I have responsibilities. Now I have to make a caption in this somewhere that says, you know, Elsinore Brothers and Sisters reunion, so it's staring at me in the face every day. If I get a chance this weekend, I think we're going to take a drive. I think we're going to take a drive to Elsinore, and I need to check out some venues. I need to check out the campground. It's a private function, so it just needs to be big enough to handle a private function, accessible privately. Yeah, real excited. I'm going to do some more legwork on it this week. Try to put together some kind of video. I've been holding off on doing the video until I hear from the third act, the third entertainment. And I'm just going to have to be diligent and call them again, send another message, say, hey, how's it going? Do you still have the phone number? Did I send something to the wrong place? Because the only thing I did for them was a text, I believe. Yeah, I sent a text. I don't think that I sent this act a message via Facebook, but I should check. So I try to send it out one method, send out a message, wait a week or two, and then send it out again via another avenue, you know, message, text, call, email, what have you. Let's go to my messages. This is, and okay, it looks like I sent him a message. Huh. Alright, well, let me copy. Let me paste it down into the thing here. Okay. So apparently I can't. Oh. I can't send a message until he logs in and answers it. Okay. Well, let me go to his page and his last posts here. I've tagged him, apparently. Okay. Right. Alright, well, I'll have to come up with some kind of comment that I can put on his page that says, "Hi, remember me? Check your messages." Damn it. Alright, because, you know, and I've got a year to get in touch with these people, and I hopefully will see them randomly somewhere. And hopefully everything's okay with them, because I haven't seen them in a while. And I need to maybe get in touch with somebody who will, you know, maybe I'll get in touch with Bush and see, Bush, if you're out there, get in touch with me. And get in touch with Bush and see if he can, the next time that he sees them, to tell them to call me. You know, I got something going. Yeah. It's a year away, but at the same time, that's too soon to not know. Right? I gotta know. I got to know. Yeah. So my daughter went out yesterday, so I didn't have a chance to sit and she had to put together a birthday card for a friend. So she was artistically distracted yesterday. So hopefully, maybe this weekend. And what I might do is have her take her laptop with us to Vegas, and when we're just kicking back in the room, design some stuff. I think what I'm going to do right now is take the one shirt that I have that I want to recreate, and I have a photograph of it here, and take the digital photograph to the shirt maker and say, can you recreate this graphic with some changes and give me a screen, and then how many do I have to order at a time, yada blah blah blah, prices and all that shit, and then start taking orders. I don't need money to spend. I need money to budget. That's it. I need to come up with X amount of dollars for entertainment. I need to come up with X amount of dollars for camping, to hold the campground. Even though individual people are going to have to pay a low price for overnight or day use, right? Because that's the way it is. You got to pay for parking, overnight or day use. I'm going to get the camp area so that rather than people having to spend $50 a camp, they're going to spend $10 a camp, right? And rather than have to spend more for, you know, it'll be $10 covers camping or day use. Get a pass. You have to have a pass to be here. You have to have a pass to have parking. You have to pay for parking. You have to pay for a pass. Usually that stuff costs $25 to $35, $40 a day to do that for day use, and more for camping. And I intend to get it down to $10 to $20 per day per person for camping or day use and parking, boating, whatever. And try to raise most of the money through shirts, right? Because if I get the right shirt designs, that's all that's going to matter. And I just get them out to the right people. Right now I've got 400 people interested in the event, over 400 people. 500 if you count the people who are actually interested, right? And set it. So I've got 400 invitations out, almost 100 people saying they're interested. If I can get half of those people to buy one shirt, then we're done. We're set. You know. So let's see if I can get, and I'm thinking now that shirts are going to cost X amount of dollars to produce. They're going to cost X amount of dollars to ship and package, right? And the time. So how much money am I actually taking off the top of that and setting aside for the event? I want to get $50 a shirt out of a shirt for the event. I want to put aside $50 a shirt. I can't do that because of the cost of the shirts and the production and the shipping, right? So I have to come up with a price that suits, and it's not a sale, it's a donation. How much do you donate to get a shirt? Basically, donate $100 and get a shirt. You know, where does the money go? The money goes to the bands that are going to be playing, it goes to the campground, and it goes to some food and entertainment. Entertainment for the kids, food trucks, that kind of stuff. Logistically, there's a lot of stuff involved. That doesn't include setting up the stage, the propane, the generators, the lawn, the lights, everything. It's just, logistically, it's huge. I need to set up a calendar that works backwards from the event. Look, this is the event. What do I need to do to set up that day? Here's when I need to get her to set up this. Here's when I need to get her to set up this. Okay, everything is set up within a couple of days of the event. Now I need to unload it or pack it back up and break it down and stuff. Okay, now in order to do that, where do I need to be the week before that, and then the month before that, and then the 6 months before that? And make a list of all of these things that have to be accomplished in order to get to the end goal, right? I have to create a schedule, a budget, an agenda, a schedule. And that's going to take some doing. So that's why it's a year from now. Of course, in 6 months, I'll be saying, man, it's 6 months away, and I've only got this much done. I've only sold 3 shirts. And it's going to have to be stipulated in the sell of the shirts. Look, get out there and sell these shirts yourselves, because if you don't, I'm going to have to send you your money back, or the donation. You get your shirt at the event because nobody's buying shirts, and at the end, right at the event, I'm going to have a bunch of shirts made because nobody's buying shirts. And then who's going to show up? If nobody's buying shirts, then nobody's coming, right? So I need to sell shirts. I'm thinking $100 a pop. I can set aside $50 for shirts, or for the event. I can take the other $50, use it to buy the shirts, right, and buy more shirts, and eventually start kicking up that 50 to 75, and just start packing away as much money as possible, because it's going to take thousands of dollars to pull this off. It ain't a couple of $100 for the bands anymore. All right, it's thousands of dollars to get entertainment out there. For the weekend, it's going to cost thousands of dollars. For the food, it's going to cost thousands of dollars for the food. We're going to eat that, most of us, ourselves personally, by using the food trucks and bringing our own food and using local restaurants, right? We'll have a one night that's a fiesta barbecue type thing. I'd like to do it every night. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to have a breakfast every morning. We'll have a cooler filled with sandwiches every day, so somebody can show up out of the blue from boating, playing, coming back from a tour or a bike ride, and they can open up a cooler and go ham, cheese, bologna, cheese, tuna, eggs, egg salad, and grab a little bag of chips and a Gatorade and go sit down, and put a donation so that the next day after pancake breakfast, we can sit around and make another couple of 100 sandwiches, right? And try to keep everybody fed and hydrated, and then in the evenings have a food truck show up, or 2 food trucks, and we'll vote ahead of time. Look, these are what we have accessible. Which one of these food trucks do we want to have on what night? We want 2 food trucks because we got more people coming. Great. How many people does one food truck want to serve to make enough money to make it worth them being there on a weekend, right? It's going to be one of those food trucks that doesn't go out to carnivals and stuff. It may be more like a work truck food truck than and I'm just spitballing here. We might hire fucking In-N-Out to come over and cater the damn thing. I don't know. Depends on how they work. Individual, do they just come over, set up a kitchen like Fat Burger? Do they just come over in a trailer and start pumping out doubles, right? I don't know. Can we do that? Is that a thing? So, that's why it's a year away, so we can figure that out. I still have yet to put together a book, a guidebook to the reunion, basically. The road to the reunion. And it's got to have in there every single idea and element and necessity. Everything, it's got to be in there. All the contact information, all of the things we need, the lists, the people who are involved, the people who are taking on the different parts of the lists. It's all got to be there, And then something happens to me, mail this book to this person. That's it. That's it. And then, boom, it still happens, I always like to plan for eventualities. Then they usually don't happen. That's my motto. Plan for it so it don't happen. And what's really neat about this reunion is that it's not just of people of one era and period in time. It's people before that, it's people after that, it's people of the present. People in a year who haven't even heard about it are going to be going like, yeah, I want to be there. And they never even heard about Elsinore. Or maybe it's that one person in their life who would never shut up about Elsinore. And they're gone now. But they got to go check it out. Why was that person so,
I'm dying here. Jeez, I'm dying.
Yeah. Can't wait. It's going to be great. Get Joey and Jacob and some other people from other parts of the world to come here. Get friends and family and long-time acquaintances from all over the country. People right here in Southern California who never went to Elsinore, didn't really know much about it until, so it's going to be, just weird, which is exactly right up my alley, but in a good way, a good weird. I really hope that we get a lot of those people who have always kind of thought of me as the oddball, and most especially think of me as the oddball now. Like, oh, he thinks this way, or he thinks that way, or he's that guy, And I want them to get here and go, wow, man. Only you could have pulled this off because you're that guy, right? That's that right there's a payoff, Just being able to bring all of these people together, not for my own devices, not for me so much as because we need it. The world needs people to come together from all over the place, all walks of life, to come together for one silly little reason, just to get together, How long has it been? Wow. Who are these new people? Wow. Are these people going to be coming back to Elsinore now because now they know? Maybe. Maybe they'll be like, I'm never going back there. Oh my God, that place was fucking weird. I don't know. Are they going to get it? Are they going to see what we see? Are they going to see the past through our eyes? I don't know. I hope. I hope by having enough, stimuli from the past that a lot of people will be able to get it. Yearbooks and photographs and slideshows and memorials and tours and conversations and interviews and group, let's get the whole family up there and talk about a certain event, right? Let's get a bunch of different people up there and do a Q&A on the MTV party. What's your story? What's your story about the casino? What's your story about the Ortega Mountains? What's your Elsinore story? What story do you want to tell everybody? The story that you want everyone to remember about you and Elsinore. That's, it's going to be so fucking cool. New person, why are you here? I don't know. I just, this guy, he said, check it out. Whatever, it don't matter. The fact that we're all hanging out, all these different people who have gone in all these different directions come back to one thing and say, hey, this is where we came from. We're all totally different now. But there's still that one little part of us that's the same, and that's enough. Ha. So let's see. As much as I want to go out and do something today, I'm also thinking, man, I got to catch up on some sleep. I think what I need to do is go out and wear myself out this morning really, really quick. Doing something for an hour or two. And then come in, take a shower, and take a nap. Get some really good sleep. Of course, I'll probably get up at 4 and go, oh, fuck it, I'm too tired. I'm going back to sleep. That usually happens. Once I get sleeping really, really good, put the show on hold. I'm done. Technical difficulties is me today, right? I got the TDs. I'm in a Black Sabbath mood. A friend of mine that I haven't seen in decades. I see him all the time on Facebook, but I haven't seen him in decades. I'm real excited about seeing him. And I believe he had a cat named Black Sabbath recently. But yeah, that's going to be fun. He's recently married and just is looking real good and has a great life going on, like most of the people I see out there who I really, really want to get together with, they're all doing so well. I'm just so pleased that everybody's just having a good time, having a good life, Yeah. I mean, there are a few of us who are struggling out there, but you just got to stick with it, You just got to stick with it. It ain't going to last forever. Just try to stick with it, and the more you try to understand it, accept it, and enjoy what's going on to some degree, the more joy you can find in things that are kind of mundane at first, right? And then that will build, and then pretty soon more and more goodness will kind of flow, and it's just the way it is, man. Goodness begets it's just an ever-flowing river,
What the fuck is he talking about now? Jeez, would this guy shut the hell up? He just keeps going on, prattling on about nonsense. Isn't this a show or something? Isn't he supposed to do something? Get up and tap dance. Jeez. Leave him alone, Harry. It's self-exploration. He's exploring something, all right.
You're always bagging on him, dude. Man, no wonder Marge is upset.
You need to stay out of it, you little punk.
Dude, you're harshing me. Hey, man, leave him alone. Wow, man. Why are we here? Isn't that what we're all asking? Why are we here? That's what I've been asking. I stopped asking. I just started asking, what the fuck? Really? What the fuck? That's pretty much what I ask. What the fuck? Every time I turn on the news, what the fuck? Somebody cuts me off, what the fuck? The grocery store, sorry, what the fuck? What the fuck? I never get an answer. Nobody knows what the fuck. So I just keep asking. What the fuck? See? There you go. Coffee is wearing off already. I've only been up for almost 4 hours. Oh yeah, I did get up way before 4 and just kind of kept bouncing around, looking at the alarm, looking at the phone. I swear my alarm is going off 10 minutes before it's supposed to go off. I believe it's waking me up. I feel like it goes off at 10 minutes to 4. And every time I wake up at 4, I think I'm hitting snooze, right? Am I waking up in my sleep, and then I'm doing a sleep wake and snoozing, so that when the alarm really does sound, I think it's a snooze? I don't know. I'm gonna have to keep track of it somehow. To figure out a way to figure that out. Am I really me? Am I really awake? Let's take blood tests. You know, I think that's the only way to determine really if it's really me, or is it Memorex? I don't know. Oh, she stopped doing that. Man, it's just too early to be yawning. It's too late, too early, too early, too late. Man, I guess I should get on over here to what is it? Facebook real quick, and go to the event planner and see what exactly is going on with invitations and interested and all of that. Because every day I check it and it's a little different, and it excites me. So, there's my brother online. So let me see if I can get any more information. Here we go. Let me click on it. And I have 75 people who have responded. Yesterday it was 63. And 626 have now been invited, and the people that have say they're going has doubled. And that really excites me. Yeah, it kind of makes me teary-eyed, right? Because the thought of seeing even a few of these people is just, it makes me giggly inside. So 581 other people that aren't on my friends list have been invited. Wow. Oh, some names. Wow. Yeah, I'm, I mean, names that I just remember from school, right? And some of these people better be there, right? These people grew up. Some of these names, it's like, wow, that dude tried to beat me up. Wow, that dude hated me. Wow, I hated that guy. And I can't wait to see these people. Oh, just the last names that keep popping up on this list. Oh. Yeah, it just looks like opening up a yearbook. It's great. It's great. And it gives, it really, I mean, gives me so much goodness inside just to think that I might have a hand in bringing all of these people together, or some of these people together, right? That makes me feel so good inside. To be able to facilitate, the possibility of this happening, and all of these people getting together. Oh my gosh, it's you. Oh my gosh, you're going to do what? And they're not even talking to me. They're talking to somebody else who invited them, Let me get this guy. Yeah, yes sir, Baba Rooney. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to throw down a 2x4 and stretch it out from one side of the yard to the other, blocking off that third. I'm going to set up some orange lines so I know what level I'm shooting for, and then I'm going to do some measuring and leveling and packing, and I'm going to get her done. I want to get that yard paving stoned by the end of the summer. I really want to have the option of cooking out there and living out there and doing stuff, enjoying the outdoors, because it's coming to the point to where the weather is going to be so nice, staying indoors is going to be a crime, right? See, I've got people that I don't even know inviting other people, and that is a beautiful thing. That is such a beautiful thing. Oh, God, I love that. La Unica, there's a place that can come and cater right there. Wow. Yeah, you better be there. Okay. Okay. Oh, look, there's my sister. Elsinore High. Excellent. Wow. So many people. These last names. My gosh, these last names I haven't seen in forever. That's great. It's great. Hey, Eric. Wow. This list is just, oh, no way. No way. I haven't seen that person since the frickin' 90s. Wow. Dated her sister. Oh, and her, too? Oh, my goodness. Please, people, you gotta come. All of you people. This invited list is just going to get so big, right? Keep it up, people. Keep it up. Wow, I'm amazed. Yeah, I'm a little sappy-eyed here. All right, I'll admit it. I don't want to say any of these names. they're not really going to mean much anyway, as far as anybody watching. And wow, that's crazy. Can I print out? How do I print out this whole list?
How do I do it? How do I do it?
Let me see if it will print out an entire list. Not that I have the ink for it, but at least I'll see that what it will look like up in the print schedule. Will it give me all of the names?
1,800 pages.
Alright, now let me take a look and see what it says as far as printing. Is it going to print what's on the screen, or is it going to print all of it? One sheet of paper. That don't look promising. It's taken a long time. Maybe it is looking for all of the pages. Yeah, it's just a photo. That's not going to work. And I don't have the wherewithal to sit and copy all of these names down individually. Wow. I mean, I'm just... I'm amazed at all of these names. Wow. So many. I mean, there's like a handful of people that have invited most of these people. Most of these 500 and someone, almost 600 people. That's crazy. Good work, people. April. Wow, this is great. So many people that totally need to be there are gonna hopefully be there. This is crazy. And the more people find out about it, the more this just excels. And if I can get half of these people to buy shirts at $100 or donate $100 a pop for a shirt, what I need to do is I need to figure out the price of the shirt and the price of shipping the shirt and add that on to the $50, and that's the price of the shirt, so that we get the $50 donation. Here, you donate this amount or more. Here's the bottom line amount you can donate. This amount or more and you get a shirt. You donate twice the amount and you get 2 shirts, right? And order your tickets now, reserve your tickets now, RSVP for your tickets. Wow. And then we'll have to do some kind of digital invitation that puts you on a list, and then you have to be on the list when you show up. And it'll be like parking at the forum, you know. All right, well, come over here, step to the side with me. Let's get you on here. Let's get you put on the list. All right. All right, go here and tap this and do that. Okay, now you're on the list. Yep, you've officially been invited. Now you're on the new list, the updated list, whatever. There's going to be a lot of people there. I mean, a lot of people, apparently. Wow. I mean, kids, grandkids, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, friends, acquaintances, Facebook and YouTube friends. I mean, everybody's going to be there. It's going to be the whole kit and caboodle. What if it gets too big, and it's too big for the venue? It's too big for that little island. It's too big for the trailer park, right? That would be crazy. Over, within 6 months, it grows to, we can't hold it there anymore. It's got to go to a bigger place, right? It's turned into an festival size event, so to speak. Going from a couple of hundred people to maybe 1,000 people. That would be like, we got to do something different now. It's got to go to another place. So that would be heavy. Even if it was just a few hundred people a night, a day, it would still be a lot of people to deal with. I mean, I'm just thinking about making a couple of hundred sandwiches a day for snacks. It's going to go in a minute with 1,000 people there. We're going to have to make food runs and beer runs and shit all the time. Crap. I can't believe it's 8 already. I got to put some pants on and some shoes and go out. It's really nice and cool out there right now. And I think it's perfect to go out. I get a snack on something real quick, get some energy, and then go move some dirt. I got a nice wheelbarrow with 2 big fat tires on it that I have to pump up. And then I got a really nice shovel with a handle on it that I can just gouge. And I've got a pile of dirt right outside my back fence. So I fill it up, I bring it up, lay it out, bring up another one, lay it out, rake it, pull out all the rocks, take the rocks back down, bring up some more. Hose it all down, let the dogs walk on it and pack it down. God, this list. Yeah, I need a couple of these people to really go after a couple of other people. Yep. Wow. Just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling through these names, and I'm on cloud 9. Every day it changes. Every day more and more people are like, okay, this is happening. What's going on? I just heard about it. How come I just heard about this? It's not today? It's not this weekend? Oh, it's next year. Okay. So, 2025 people. I'm going to have to do, Elsinore Brothers and Sister Reunion, August 15th through 18th, 2025, Oh, yeah. This is great. Brzezinski. Oh, man. I am just... Every time I scroll down, there's another name. It's like, no way. It's literally, it's like looking through a yearbook. It's like looking through a damn yearbook. Just pick a year. Oh man, there's like 4 girls, old friends, that are inviting everybody. It's like they know everybody from back then. They were on the student council and they were cheerleaders or football team, whatever. These people were linked in, right? They were part of the cliques. And they're inviting everybody. And now the others are inviting others. And it's just so many names. Wow, yeah, this is great. All right, people, well, I'm going to drink the last of my coffee here and get my act together, because I am an actor. If criminals are bad actors, does that make me a good actor? I think so. I'm a good actor. I think a good actor is the really good criminals, you know, and a bad actor is somebody who gets caught easily. That's what I think. And Amazon, don't call them bad actors. Call them criminals, thieves, con men, because that's what they are. Bad actors. You're just holding their hand and pampering them, you know, and you don't want to offend the criminals, so we'll call them bad actors. Fucking call them criminals. Jeez, bad actors. You can suck my bad actor. Ah, jeez. I'm just amazed. Alright, people, I am going to roll some end credits here and get the hell out of Dodge. I gotta go. I don't have to go. I gotta eat, and I gotta get my act together and get something accomplished. Because if I ain't doing something, then I'm not doing anything. And I gotta do something, or I feel non-productive. And depression has a way of making me feel really non-productive. So now that I'm over the depression stuff, I need to be more productive. Alright, let's see. Yeah. Alright, I am going to hit the road. You all take care. Love you. Thanks for joining me, guys. Take care. Can't wait to see you at the party. Be kind, be nice, spread peace and love, and most especially stay weird. Because you ain't weird. If you ain't weird, nobody's weird. Who's going to be weird? Ah, whatever. Adios.